Phil Shaner alongside the coach Frank Gay. An interesting matchup tonight for both these teams. They desperately want to get their second win. Who wins the line of scrimmage might be key. As far as our spotlight player, Dallastown's quarterback, well, he has some experience. Cody Kistner, they're going to rely on him tonight.
Cody Kistner can spin the rock, and if he can get some time, he can be a difference maker tonight.
Maybe the best athlete on the field. Wears number 8 for Manheim Central and has Morales in the back of his jersey. This kid is good.
Well, when I walked into practice, I noticed him right away. And this kid is a difference maker when it comes to receiver. And he's a big physical kid, and he's a great safety.
Both sides of the ball, he'll be very crucial tonight. Rohrer bust, keys to success. Coach, let's start with Dallastown.
Coach Murphy was adamant. They've got to control the line of scrimmage, and they've got to eliminate turnovers.
And for Manheim Central, what do they need to do tonight to get a win at home?
Well, it was pretty funny. Coach Hahn was very adamant. We've got to contain the quarterback, and we've got to win on special teams.
Last season, Dallastown shut out the Barons 35-0. Manheim Central looking for revenge tonight. It's the Wildcats. It's the Barons. Next on WellSpan Orthopedics Friday Night Rivals on MyTV Central PA. National Anthem brought to you by Pennsylvania National Horse Show. It's week 3 of WellSpan Orthopedics Friday Night Rivals. Phil Shaner alongside Frank Gay, who's coached for over 30 years at Camp Hill and Redland. Just some of the places. We're glad to have him alongside us tonight for this interesting matchup. Two teams, 1-1, one out of the York Adams division in Dallastown. Dallastown comes into this game with a loss to opening season to Hempfield, 16-7, and last week a win for Levi Murphy's team in his second season over Penn Manor at home, 25-7. Levi Murphy got the head job last year at the age of 25, the youngest coach in the York Adams League. Had a great season last year on the other side. Dave Hahn, who's been at Manheim Central forever, replaced, of course, Mike Williams, who retired after 34 seasons. Coach Hahn's team, 1-1. They opened the season with a win over West Philadelphia, 47-42. But last week, the offense wasn't there for the Barons. They lost to Ephrata, 17-6. So both teams 1-1, and this is kind of a crucial game. Even though it's week 3, both these teams want to win in a bad way. So we're about to get started with the Good Feet Store kickoff. And week number 3 underway here at WellSpan Orthopedics Friday Night Rivals. The Barons will kick it to Dallastown, and we are underway. Ball is kicked to the back of the end zone, so Dallastown will have the ball at the 20-yard line. The Wildcats trying to get the offense going. They're Cody Kistner is the quarterback, 2-year starter for him, and the bell cow in the backfield, Chris Cromartie. He is outstanding. He led the team in rushing last year. You're going to see a lot of him. He had 200 yards rushing last week with 4 touchdowns in their big win at home. The offensive line, well, this is a group that Coach Murphy says is the key tonight. The group needs to come along on the offensive line and play well against a very aggressive Manheim Central team. We'll meet the Manheim Central defense in a second. So there's a good look at Cody Kistner, the senior, who last year passed for over 1,500 yards. Starts out of the shotgun. Dallastown would love to start a quick start. They get a ball to the playmaker, Etheridge. Etheridge with the catch on the outside, but he is tackled immediately. Great job by the Barons. And one thing that Coach Hahn said, the defense is ahead of the offense right now, so he's leaning on his defense. And we'll take a look at the starting defense for Manheim Central, and they have some good ones, guys that can fly to the ball. Their linebackers are very good, and their secondary as well can play big. A lot of tackles from the front line, those front 3. Coach Hahn likes them. They're a very aggressive bunch. So there's the starting lineups for the Barons. There's a look at Morales. He was our spotlight player. He is everywhere on the field. He just makes plays on both sides of the ball. So that was a tackle for a loss. 2nd and 12 now for Dallastown. First flag of the game. So, Coach, you were at both practices. Some of your takeaways from being at both practices this week?
Well, they were really working hard on the up front with their both sides. Dave Hahn was really aggressive defensively and said, listen, we need to get after it. And Levi, on the other hand, said, listen, we've got to be able to control that up front, and if we can make some waves.
So the penalty was on Dallastown. That'll move them back now a 2nd and 17. So they're going backwards. They started at the 20, and now they're finding themselves moving the ball backwards, which is not a good down or distance. But, one thing about this team, they are definitely more run-heavy this year. They lost, of course, some of their key playmakers in Cook and Scott from last year. Scott went to JMU and Cook at East Stroudsburg. Pass play, incomplete. Trying to find the receiver split out, and big 3rd down coming up now for Dallastown.
Cromartie only needs a crease, and if you can get him the ball and then he can get a crease, he can take it to the house.
Napper was the intended receiver, number 17. So now this is not a down and distance that anybody likes. 3rd and 17, and you know that the Barons defense would like to give their offense some good field position. They could force a big stop here.
Their goal is to keep everybody in front of them, make the tackle before he sticks.
So Kistner has that experience. Coach said that the game has slowed down for him playing all of last season as they pass downfield, a 50-50 ball up and caught at midfield. What a catch there by Etheridge. Etheridge with his 7th catch of the season, and that was a huge play all the way to midfield. Here's another look. Well thrown ball, and how about that 50-50 grab?
You got to win those, and if you can win those battles, you're going to be able to move the ball and score some points.
So a 37-yard pickup on that pass play and a 1st down, a kitchen saver 1st down for Dallastown on that big 3rd and 17.
There he is.
Up the middle, there's Cromartie, huge hole for him. He's going to take it to the house. There goes Cromartie on his first carry, takes it into the end zone from midfield, a 50-yard touchdown run, and that's Cromartie's touchdown for him this season, touchdown number 5.
Well, they're running the veer, and when you run the veer offense, you're letting a defender go, and you're reading that. And if you hit that crease, you're off to the races, and he was.
So there again is your touchdown. Of course, it is the Faulkner Honda touchdown, 50-yard run, 5th rushing touchdown for Cromartie. He was hot last week, 201 yards. He had 4 touchdowns. Last week, Coach, he had a 99-yard touchdown run. And tonight he starts the game with a 50-yard touchdown. Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. And Dallastown strikes first here at Manheim. The Wildcats up 7-0. What a start for Dallastown. They've had 3rd and 17 and 2 back-to-back explosive plays. Dallastown leads it 7-0. Re-kick it. Dallastown, 4-play, 80-yard drive. They had that big 3rd and 17, the big catch by Etheridge, and then a 50-yard touchdown run. Cromartie. Dallastown, big for them. Manheim, they have played all their games so far this season at home.
Manheim's got to figure this out defensively when they blitz. All right, who do they want to have the ball? In my opinion, you've got to take care of their tailback. Make the quarterback run it. When you run the veer, you're literally letting somebody go and you're reading them. And they've got to figure that out quick.
So here is our Good Feet Store kickoff. Dallastown up 7-0. We'll have a return from the 15-yard line for Manheim Central. Special teams was one of our keys. And up to the 30-yard line is where the Barons will have the football. Let's take a look at our scoring summary, sponsored by Bella Concepts Remodeling, turning vision into reality. Here was the big play after the 3rd and 17 pass play. Cromartie goes 50 yards for the touchdown. It was a 4-play, 80-yard drive. 7-0 Dallastown. There's the scoring summary brought to you by Bella Concepts Remodeling. So a personal foul on Dallastown, so that'll give Manheim Central better field position for this offense who struggled a week ago. They only had 1 touchdown compared to their first week when they scored 47 points
the 45
against
yard line will be first.
West Philadelphia.
They need to answer here, but they don't need a touchdown. They just need to move the ball and get some confidence.
We'll see what this offense can do as they have great field position to start things off with 1st and 10 from the 45. Handoff up the middle for a couple of yards, 3-yard run. Now let's take a look at the Barons offense. They have 2 guys running the ball, and Moyer and Gibb, and then of course some talented players, Morales and Hess, and the wideouts. And the key for them is to get them the ball in space. This offensive line, they want consistency. Coach Hahn worked with this offensive line group all this week. But the key, I think, is he said a couple of times is, we have Morales, we have Hess. They have a lot of playing experience. We got to get them the football in space. Hess goes in motion. And the handoff given. Gibb gets shy of midfield, and he was stopped short. Now let's take a look at this Dallastown Wildcat defense. And they have 2 guys in that defensive line that have started a lot of games. But one guy they're really high on, number 11, the sophomore, Matthew Ratchford. Watch for him tonight. And then the linebackers are really good. And last week, Rodriguez in his safety spot, number 7, he had 2 interceptions in the win last week over Penn Manor.
They're playing a 3-4, and your outside backers have to be really, really good. And they feel that they've got one, and they're working on the other one.
3rd and 5. Time to pass. 50-50 ball. Not caught. Well covered. They went up to try to get the catch, but great coverage there by Flowers. And Flowers, they call him the go-to Energizer Bunny. Number 4 for Dallastown is an outstanding job.
He's very active, and he baited the quarterback to throw that and came off his receiver and just knocked it away.
Looking to get the ball to Templin, the tight end. Great defensive play by Flowers. So Manheim Central will have to punt the football from midfield. Flowers back to receive the punt for Dallastown.
Good ball.
Good punt there, taken at the 14-yard line. There goes Flowers down the sidelines and knocked out of bounds on the far sideline. Tonight's Friday Night Rivals live stream is sponsored by Care Property Services. The only call you need, Care Property Services. So Dallastown, they were impressive. 4-play, 80-yard drive in their first opportunity on offense. Here's their second chance offensively. Wasn't the offensive start that Coach Hahn would want from his Manheim Central team, who coming off last week's struggle in just 1 touchdown in their loss to Ephrata.
Let's see what kind of adjustments they made defensively here to see if we can stop this.
Cromartie had the 1 touch, and it went for 50 yards. 1st and 10 from the Dallastown 30-yard line. Cromartie standing next to the quarterback. And there's a penalty marker down.
Barons have a lot of athletes on the field in their 4-2-5.
Offside called against the Barons. It'll be first.
So offsides on the Barons. 1st and 5 as the ball moves up to the 35-yard line for the Wildcats.
Double slot formation here.
Their second offensive possession. Kisner to throw the football and incomplete.
Great ball.
Looking for Flowers. He was the one that made that big defensive knockdown, a defensive stand, but Flowers wasn't able to hold on to it. And you were impressed with the way Kisner dishes it. You said his feet work is a key thing. If he has his feet under him, he could really throw a nice ball.
Yes, and you know, we talked about that a little bit. And when he is set, he can throw it as well as anybody out here.
Kisner, 9 of 22 this season, hasn't thrown it a whole lot. 103 yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions for the quarterback. They really haven't had much of a need of a passing game. That's because of this guy, Cromartie. He is so good.
Again.
Down the sidelines he goes, and he's finally knocked out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Another explosive run and a kitchen saver first down. Coach, here's another great look at Cromartie going down the sideline.
Well, listen, the offensive line's doing their job, and that's what Coach Murphy wanted. They're staying with their blocks. They're getting upfield to the second level, and he's got a lot going on here. Is there a flag down?
There is a flag that'll wipe out that 34-yard run by Cromartie. So it's coming back. Cromartie's been outstanding. Last year, he led the team in rushing, 766 yards, about 8.5 yards a carry. Last year, he had 3 100-yard games a season ago as a junior. And this season already, 26 carries coming in, 244 yards, averaging about 9.4. Of course, that 99-yard touchdown run kind of pads the stats that he had last week in the win over Penn Manor when he had all those touchdowns late in that game. 1st and 10 after the penalty, and I think the Barons might have jumped across.
They're very, very aggressive, but when we were coaching defense, we always told our guys, if we're going to blitz, you got to blitz with your eyes open. And right now, they're over penetrating, and he's getting underneath them, and they're getting a lot of yards. They've got to be disciplined.
5-yard penalty on the Barons, moves the ball to the Dallastown 45-yard line, so a 1st and 5 for them. Kisner to pass. The ball's batted down, almost picked off. Ball batted. Good pressure by Manheim Central Barons to get to the quarterback to knock that ball down.
Number 14, Cody Hess, knocks that down off a blitz.
Hess, 13 tackles. He had a fumble recovery for a touchdown against West Philadelphia. Had 10 tackles last week against Ephrata. So Hess does it on both sides of the football. Offensively, they would like to get him more touches.
Here's our unbalanced set.
2nd and 5, coach, and keeper for Kisner, running for the first down, and he has it at midfield, cross midfield to the 49-yard line. That'll be a kitchen saver first down run.
The guy at the bottom here didn't give it to him.
Take a look. Kisner rolling out, breaks a tackle, and a great second effort. They're going to mark it short. So take it back. Mark it right at the just shy of midfield, so literally about an inch and a half for a first. 3rd and 1 is not true. 3rd and an inch is what the Wildcats needed. Of course, they handled a 3rd and 17 on their opening drive for a big pass play that ended up a play later with a 50-yard touchdown run. 7:30 to go first quarter. Dallastown leads the Barons 7-0. Give it back to Cromartie, who's straight ahead. He has the first, so there is the kitchen saver first down as he's in Barons territory, but there is a penalty marker down. So he got to the 46-yard line in Baron territory.
Coach Murphy's got to be happy with what he's seeing up front right now because they're getting movement.
Penalty on Dallastown, legal procedure. With some motion. Maybe someone wasn't set, coach, not sure, but that'll move them back again to the 45-yard line.
Well, that was one of the keys that he said. We've got to eliminate the penalties, and right now they got 2 big ones against them.
I'll tell you one thing, they have time of possession right now. Barons were 3 and out. Of course, Didn't take Dallastown long to score. It was a 4-play, 80-yard drive, but this possession taking a lot of time off the clock. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Wildcats. Direct snap to Cromartie, and he is tackled in the backfield for a loss of 1. The Barons weren't fooled by the direct snap.
Tried a little wing T buck sweep there.
Haldeman makes the stop. Haldeman, his 10th tackle of the season. He snapped it right to Cromartie, and watch Nate Haldeman, the 5'11", 215-pound senior, come up. He's a new guy to this team. He's getting better each and every week. They just picked him up as a senior, and coach said every week he's getting better. Every game he's getting better. That was a big stop there by Nate. 4th down and 7 now from the 43. So the Wildcats will punt the football. Kisner will punt it. Ball bounces 25, and that's where it'll be touchdown. We're going to raise the roof here on WellSpan Orthopedics Friday Night Rivals. Of course, Raise the Roof is always brought to you by Able Sun Roofing. Before you sign, call us. There's the cheering section that all fired up for the Barons as we raise the roof. Brought to you by Able Sun Roofing. The Barons' second opportunity on offense with a 1st and 10 from their 27-yard line. Let's see if they can do something with the football. Goes back to last week against Ephrata when their offense just couldn't get it done.
11 personnel. They've got a tight end in the game. This is their favorite formation.
They will pass it on 1st down, and the
pick
ball
six.
is intercepted. Flowers going the other way. Pick 6. Flowers with his 2nd interception of the season. Dallastown strikes. He just jumped that pass. Let's take another look at it here with the Faulkner Honda touchdown.
I think the receiver and the quarterback weren't on the same page because it was, whoa. He just undercut it and took it to the house.
Flowers with the pick 6, his 2nd interception. Last week, Dallastown had 2 interceptions. Rodriguez had 2 in the win over Penn Manor. So Flowers, the INT, pick 6 for the score. Just like that, Dallastown up 13-0. The extra point pending to go up 14-0. The kick is through. And Dallastown comes on the road, and they lead at 14-0. That man got it done, number 4. Flowers took it to the house for the score. Yard interception return by Flowers, and Dallastown comes to Manheim, and they're up 14-0 with 5:58 to go in the first quarter here on WellSpan Orthopedics Friday Night Rivals. What a start for Coach Levi Murphy. There's your Good Feet Store kickoff, goes to the back of the end zone. Our presenting sponsor, Rohrer Bus, is hosting a community day with free family activities and school bus test drives this Saturday, September 6th, tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m. at Cumberland Valley High School. Visit RohrerBus.com/community day 9/6 for information. RSVP, Rohrer Bus, driving to future forward. Speaking of moving things forward, it's the Wildcats. Defense scoring with a 33-yard interception and the 50-yard run, and they have a 14-0 lead, and the Barons trying to just find any kind of momentum offensively, Coach.
Right now, they're shooting themselves in the foot. That's against them. That's a legal procedure. Coach Hahn's just got to get them settled down here and get them into some kind of groove. They just got to get a couple first downs to get some momentum.
So that'll move them back. 1st and 15 after the penalty for the Barons. Not the start they wanted. Of course, they opened the season at home against West Philadelphia, the Speedy Boys, and that was a crazy game. 47-42. You like offense? They had it that night. Bad snap and sack in the backfield. The snap was low, caused all kinds of trouble, and the Wildcats were there to cover them up.
This is one of the situations where everything that could go wrong is going wrong.
Myers, number 16, the junior, comes there first to fall on the quarterback after the bad snap. The Barons continue to go backwards. Now a 2nd and 21. First the 5-yard penalty and the bad snap and the sack by Myers. See what Logan can do here in a tough spot, the junior quarterback. Both quarterbacks they've used, they certainly young, high expectations when you're a quarterback at Manheim Central. They've had all-state quarterbacks for a long time. Pass interference will be the call on that play. The pass play interferer was Morales, and he's one that they need to get the football to, but Morales was interfered with, so pass interference is the call.
That was a comeback route, and out of his break, the Dallastown defensive back just took him down.
We'll take a look at the replay after we get the call from our official tonight. It's been a lot of flags so far. There's the pass interference call. Let's take a look. Morales is a guy they need to get the ball to in space.
Just took him down. I mean, it is what it is.
Adcock was on coverage for Dallastown, called for the pass interference. 2nd and 6 after the pass interference penalty.
Oh, they got some space out here.
That's the key, to get it in space for a playmaker, and that's the case. Down the sidelines goes Cody Hess. Hess and Morales need a lot of touches. That time Hess takes it all the way down to the 39-yard line in Wildcat territory. The biggest play for the Barons tonight.
That's great blocking by the receivers to get him out on the edge. And then he just tiptoed down the sideline.
Hess has 7 catches for 52 yards this season. Last week, he had 3 carries for 24 yards, 4 catches for 33 yards. A lot of people believe that number 14 needs more touches. That was good enough for a kitchen saver first down, so now the Barons working in Wildcat territory. 1st and 10 from the 28. Moyer runs to the right side. Not a bad first down run at all, as he's across the 35 down to the 33 on the Moyer run.
They're finding some success on the edge, staying away from that middle, and they're getting some yardage right now.
Moyer had 2 touchdowns in the opener against West Philadelphia. He ran 11 times for 61 yards, but last week had 7 carries, only at 6 yards against Effort, averaging about 3.5 yards a carry. Strong work ethic with both running backs, according to Coach Hahn. They kind of feed off each other and support one another. Trying to give it to the man with the hot hand, and it's Moyer, and he picks up just a yard.
Great pursuit to the ball by Dallastown. They're getting downhill towards the line of scrimmage and shutting that running game down a little bit.
There's Rodriguez, who was in on the play. Rodriguez last week had 2 interceptions. He has 8 tackles on the season now. So a 3rd and 5 from the 33-yard line.
Tight end trips up top.
Then you got to watch number 8 Morales and 14 Hess, the 2 big playmakers for the Barons. Good things happen when they get them the football.
There he
Looking
is.
for
There
Morales, and he has the catch. Down inside the 5-yard line, down to the 3. And that is a kitchen saver first down, and it takes them inside the Bath Fitter red zone. What a catch, Morales.
That is a great ball by the quarterback. Getting into Morales, he is that big, tall guy that you want out there, and he came down with it. What a great reception.
Morales working on Bedham, who's waited his turn, the senior corner. What a great catch. We kind of called it that number 8, number 14 need some touches. The Barons are in business now, 1st and goal from the 3. Ball's handed to Logan Gibb, and he is stopped immediately. Geib, 5'6", 140-pound senior Geib, comes into this game, 20 carries, 72 yards, averages about 3.8. He had a touchdown in last week, the only touchdown of the game against Ephrata. Also had a touchdown run against West Philadelphia in week 1.
Geib had to come off the field because his helmet came off. They need him on the field for sure.
2nd and goal from the 5. 3:20 to go, first quarter. Barons desperately need to get on the board, down 14-0.
Power I.
See what the offensive line can do. I know Coach Hahn worked with that offensive line this week. Rolling out, looking to pass. Here comes some pressure to the end zone and incomplete. Over the intended target. Was looking for Noah Templin and over Templin's head.
They ran a boot out of power I on the goal line, which is a really good play. But he had pressure right away and had to scramble. He was wide open. He just didn't have time and missed him.
Interesting, he started right and came back to his left, and that's where his receivers were.
It's almost like a throwback.
3rd and goal from the 5 for Manheim Central.
Bunch trips right. This is tough on a goal line for D-backs. You got to make sure you have them covered. There he is.
Pass, touchdown, Barons. Pretty simple. Cutting across is Logan Geib out of the backfield and a 5-yard touchdown pass, and the Barons are on the board.
Well, when you're in man-to-man here on the goal line, your inside backers are going to have to cover one of those backs, and he just could not get out to cover that back into the flat.
So now Geib has scored a touchdown in every game so far this season. A short 5-yard touchdown reception.
That's a great answer for Coach Hahn and his Barons.
Needed that in a big way, and they got it. All the momentum was Dallastown after the pick 6, and the Barons have an impressive drive down the field and get in the end zone for the touchdown. And now it's a 14-7 game, and the Barons right back in it. Coming up next week, Week 4, Friday Night Rivals, Mid-Penn Capital Division is where we'll be for 2 Class 2A schools. The Newport Buffaloes will be at Camp Hill to face the Lions. Newport 1-1 on the season. Camp Hill 0-2 on the season. That's where we'll be next week, Coach.
That's like going home.
Yeah, back to where you coached for a number of years at Camp Hill. Should be fun next week between those 2 2A teams.
Yeah, it'll be it's a special place, and Coach Rothermill is doing a great job up at Newport, and Coach Bigelow is trying his butt off at Camp Hill right now, but he's young, and they've got a lot of guys right now that have never played football.
Well, both of our coaches tonight played their college football at East Stroudsburg. Of course, Coach Hahn there in the 90s. Remember who used to snap the football to? A guy that most people will know.
Coach James Franklin.
Yes, he did. He was the center and snapped to James Franklin. And Levi was a 4-year starter at East Stroudsburg, an outstanding offensive lineman for the Warriors.
Oh, man, he's out of Dover High School, too, and right there in York County.
Good store kickoff.
Oh, it stopped. He's got to take it.
Misplayed. He has to take it out from the 1-yard line. His running room up the middle of the field. Still on his feet. You talk about speed. Flowers still on his feet and finally dragged down. What a run. Flowers, who has the pick 6 and now has that huge return. He muffed the ball and had to take it from the 1-yard line. Watch this return by Flowers.
He's not going to want to go to film session over the weekend because his teammates are going to be saying the kicker got you. He hawked you. That's why you got to keep it tucked in. That T-shirt hanging out, they can grab a hold of it, and that's what he got.
69-yard return for Flowers and puts his team in great position offensively. So a 1st and 10 from the 31 after that long kickoff return by Flowers, who's already made a major impact in this game tonight. He has the 33-yard interception for the score, and then that huge kickoff return. Wildcats going to the air and going to the end zone.
Touchdown.
Touchdown. What a pass. What a catch. Etheridge with the touchdown grab. What a pass by Kisner. You're right, Coach. He can sling it, and we'll have another look at it. Here's a look at your Faulkner Honda touchdown.
Watch his feet. His feet are set. He throws a great ball, and it's that 50-50 ball. And the Manheim Township or Manheim Central is not looking for the ball. He's got to play it. If you're not looking, you got to play into the hands, and he did not.
Quigley was on coverage. Etheridge with the touchdown. That's the first passing touchdown of the season for Dallastown. Last year, Kisner had 14 touchdowns as a junior, and there's his first passing touchdown of this season. 21-7, Dallastown very quickly, and just a long kickoff return, and they go right to the end zone, answer the Manheim Central touchdown. Time for the scoring summary, sponsored by Bella Concepts Remodeling, turning vision into reality. Manheim Central with a nice long drive. Gibb out of the backfield with the touchdown grab, 5-yard touchdown. And then after the long kickoff return, watch the beautiful throw. Kisner to Etheridge for the touchdown. The Wildcats did not take long to answer the Barons score. That's your scoring summary, brought to you by Bella Concepts Remodeling, turning vision into reality.
Right now, the Barons don't have an answer for Etheridge at all. He's a big, tall receiver, and they're going right to him.
Etheridge, of course, if you remember, Coach, on that 3rd and 17, he had the 37-yard reception and then has that large touchdown. So Etheridge comes into this now with, he came in with 6 catches for 57 yards. He has 2 big catches in this game, so 8 now for the season for Etheridge, who is a special player. Kisner, 3 completions and 6 attempts, 65 yards and a touchdown. Etheridge, 3 receptions, 65 yards. Cromartie, 3 carries, 86 yards. Getting it done. Another good feet store kickoff. Goes to the end zone, and the Barons will have to take it at the 20.
Right now, Kisner's got a lot of time, and his offensive line is giving him the time and the space, and he's hitting on all cylinders.
Being at both practices this week, and I talked to both coaches, they both stressed the line of scrimmage. Whoever was going to do the job on that offensive line of scrimmage was going to have the most success, and we're seeing that here in the first quarter.
Right, and I'll be honest with you. The way the offensive line goes in any football game is the way the team goes. And that they are so important. They don't get any respect in the paper or anything like that, but they are owning this game right now.
They're the difference on most Friday nights, Coach, right?
Yes, sir.
1st and 10 for the Barons from the 20. Let's see if they can answer their nice touchdown drive they had last offensive series, and there is a great 14-yard run right off the bat. Gibb, who has the touchdown, has the kitchen saver first down. You'll take 14 yards on a first down run all night if you can get it.
Well, they're working the pin and pull here, and I know Coach Hahn said, listen, we got to work this. And last week he wasn't happy because they were getting wide, and now they're getting north-south off of that, and they're getting some nice holes.
So a good 14-yard run up to the 34 now for the Barons. Quick hitter, they get it to Hess. Hess gets it to the 40-yard line. So Hess came in, Coach, with just 7 catches, 3 against West Philadelphia. Last week had 4, and it just seems that Coach said it. I mean, he said, we need to create more opportunities for number 8, Morales, and number 14, Hess. And that was after the frustration of last week against Ephrata only scoring the 1 touchdown.
And they're doing what they said they needed to do. Let's see if they can score now.
So 2nd and 4 for the Barons. Gibb gets the handoff, and not a lot of running room. Good job by Dallastown coming up.
There's your sophomore, number 11. He got in the backfield and blew that play up.
What a motor that kid has. And Matthew Ratchford, 6'1", 210-pound sophomore. How about him? Wasn't a starter in week 1, earned a starting spot. This is his 2nd straight varsity start for a sophomore. And Coach said his motor is so high. He is so excited to see what this kid's going to look like in 2 years when he's a senior, because he's special as a sophomore.
Yes, he is. He's a big kid.
3rd and 3 from the 41 for the Barons. Looking to pass again. Get the ball to a playmaker and get the ball to Hess. That's a kitchen saver first down. They have success when they get it to 14 and they get it to 8.
Well, I was wondering when they were going to get it to the inside slot receiver, because the safety is over top of him covering. And all he does is run a 5-yard hitch and turn around. And it's like pitch and catch right now.
We have a new quarterback in, Gavin, who gets an opportunity. You talk about both Logan and Gavin playing and the expectations. Coach just not happy with quarterback play, but they're trying to find that right guy. And maybe Gavin comes in with some impressive numbers. He's perfect passing the football now, 4 of 4 throwing the ball. And he keeps it perfect. Gets it to Hess in the middle of the field. Hess makes a man miss. What a play. Get him in space and make big plays. And there's an 18-yard pass play. Hess getting it done after the catch for a kitchen saver first down.
Just came in, sat over the center. He found him, and there it was. And then he made him a bunch of guys miss. What a great move.
What did you notice about the two quarterbacks in practice this week when you were at Manheim's practice?
When one was in, you couldn't tell who the other one was. They were all basically the same. And coach is looking for one of them to step up and be the difference maker.
1st and 10 from the
Empty
34. Set. And there's a penalty marker down as the Barons, their second impressive drive after their touchdown drive they had last offensive series, moving the ball here into Wildcat territory. 3 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and a penalty on the Barons. Really, you should see the biggest difference between week 1 and week 2. Certainly by week 3, a lot of these penalties should start cleaning up. It's been an entertaining first quarter. Dallastown comes on the road, and they have a 21-7 lead with some explosive plays on WellSpan Orthopedics Friday Night Rivals. Third straight home game for the Barons of Manheim Central, and the full moon out tonight in Manheim. Some crazy things have already happened. The Wildcats lead at 21-7 as we start the second quarter. Phil Shaner alongside Coach Frank Gay tonight. Week number 3 of WellSpan Orthopedics Friday Night Rivals, and that play blown up in the backfield.
They're getting penetration, and it's hurting Manheim.
Josh
right
Smith, the 5'10", 205-pound junior, out of his linebacker spot, comes up and blows it up for a tackle for a loss. 1 yard loss, 2nd and 16 coming up after that Smith tackle in the backfield.
They're running a version of the wing T look where you're pulling guards and trying to get east-west and then trying to get north-south off a cut. And when you get penetration, you blow that up.
2nd and 16 from the 40-yard line for the Barons. Here comes pressure and a sack.
Ooh,
the
fumble.
ball's loose. The Barons fall on it. Heavy pressure.
He's doing it on both sides of the ball. I believe that was number 2.
Cromartie, yes
Cromartie.
It was. Watch number 2 come flying, hitting him. The ball gets loose. Good thing that the Barons were able to fall on it. From the blind side, Coach Cromartie came quickly.
He came real fast, and listen, when he's unblocked, you better get out of your hands fast.
What a game he's having, of course, on the offensive side, and that big defensive hit. For him, he's ripped off 86 yards on 3 carries, including that 50-yard touchdown on the offensive side, and there, the big play on defense. 3rd and 17, the Barons throw the football, have to get rid of it early because of the pressure by the Wildcats.
trying to run that deep out, and it takes time. And with this pressure from the Wildcats, he doesn't have time to do it.
And he took a hit after he got rid of it. That's something you don't want your quarterback getting hit. Pretty good hit taken there.
Number 9.
Arias was the one that hit him.
He was a spark plug in practice.
Yeah,
he was just that guy that he was all over the place.
Arias, we haven't seen him run the football. He's pretty special offensively running the football. Had a touchdown in the opening loss to Hempfield for Dallastown. So the Barons will have to punt the football from their 45-yard line. Flowers is back to receive the punt. He's already been special in this game with a long kickoff return and a pick 6. And the Barons, they touch it down inside the 5-yard line. So it's going to be a long way for Dallastown to go if they want to get their 4th touchdown of the night. The school bus stop of the game during the 4th quarter of tonight's game will highlight the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. The school bus stop of the game coming up in the 4th quarter here on WellSpan Orthopedics Friday Night Rivals. 21-7 is our score. The Wildcats have been impressive. Flowers delivered a 33-yard interception return. Flowers added that 68-yard kickoff return.
Can the Barons keep them pinned down here and get the ball back with great field position? That's your goal.
Of course, Dallastown would love to get a little more room. They are sitting the ball at the 2, their own 2. Kistner with his feet in the end zone. That's a place could make quarterbacks uncomfortable. The handoff just getting out to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. So not a whole lot of cushion on that run, and that's Arias who got his first carry of the night. The senior, 5'7", 165 pounds.
He's a little spark plug, but man, can he run the ball.
Arias had 9 carries, 40 yards last week in the win over Penn Manor. That was a strange game last week against Penn Manor. It was a 7-6 game, Coach, going into the 4th quarter. And then Chris Cromartie exploded for Dallastown, and they won the game 25-7.
Yeah, Coach Murphy said the floodgates opened for him, and that happens sometimes. But, man, Cromartie is special.
Trying to push that pile. Not a whole lot you can do as an offensive play caller when you start the ball at the 2-yard line, right? You just want to make sure that nothing bad happens.
Yeah, unless you're Kenny Rogers and you're the gambler.
Yeah.
It's a little crazy. You got to get the ball out and try to get some space.
There's a look at Cromartie, who last week did something pretty good. They had the ball, Penn Manor, the defense, Dallastown was able to come up and force a stop, get the ball on downs at the 1-yard line. It was a 3rd and long, and they handed it to Cromartie, and he went 99 yards last week for a touchdown against Penn Manor.
I think this is a huge defensive stop for them if they can get it.
Well, no question, the Barons need a stop in a bad way. 3rd and 6 for Dallastown.
And they got it.
A big stop comes up. The Barons were able to corral Cromartie. Good job by Manheim Town Central. So this kind of changes the momentum for them. They're going to have great field position after coming up with this big stop. So credit the defense coming up and making big hits. Cody Hess was in there to make the finishing hit. Number 14's been everywhere on both defense and offense tonight.
There's 2 sides of the coin here. Do you go get it and try to block it, or do you try to just punt hold and try to get a return here?
Field position is going to be good, that's for sure. Punting from his own end zone is Cody Kishner. Bad snap, and it's blocked. The Barons block it. Safety. And it's picked up by Dallastown, and that'll be 2 points. It was a bad snap, Coach, and the defense came in, put the block on it, and Dallastown recovered it, but tackled in the end zone for 2 points for the Barons, 2 points in the ball.
Listen, that's Cody Kisner on the ground down there.
That's not good.
That is not good.
So Kisner got it blocked. Here's another great look at it, the low snap. And one thing that Coach Murphy said, that the kicking game was a work in progress.
Well, yeah, the snap is crucial, and it was bad. And Cody got it off the ground, but just couldn't get it off. Unfortunately, in the process of kicking it, he got his leg hit.
That is not good. Our OSS Health high-quality orthopedic care injury reserve report is Cody Kistner, and they'll continue to look at him, and we'll be back right after this. Big story here in Manheim. Dallastown's quarterback Cody Kistner injured, punting the ball from his own end zone. The punt was a low snap. It was blocked, recovered by Dallastown, and the tackle in the end zone for 2 points. Manheim Central. Cody was helped off the field, but huge. That would be a huge loss. As he's the senior, was the starter last year. Has already thrown a touchdown pass tonight to Etheridge.
He is the heartbeat of their offense, that's for sure.
Comes the Good Feet Store free kick after the safety. It's a 21-9 score. Manheim Central now has the momentum. They had Dallastown backed up to the 2-yard line. The defense did the job, got the block punt. Dallastown fell on it in the end zone and was tackled for the 2 points for the Barons. And the ball taken from the 20. On the return, coming out is Moyer. Moyer still on his feet. Moyer across midfield, juking, jiving, all the way down to the 35-yard line. What a return by Moyer, and the momentum continues to go on the side of Manheim Central after that long return by Colby Moyer.
It's almost every time you see fumbling the ball around, the coverage team gives up, and they did, and all of a sudden, you got a big return.
Special teams have been a factor here tonight. That was one of our keys. There's a look at Moyer getting a drink on the sideline. He's a guy that special team-wise can make big plays, and that was a huge return all the way to Dallastown's 36-yard line. So great field position after the 2 points and the safety for Manheim Central, down 21-9.
Empty backfield here. They're going to throw it.
Man open, wide open, down to the 10-yard line, inside the 10, and it's Morales, the man you want to get the football to, a 1-800-JUNK first down pass play into the Bathfitter red zone.
The quarterback did a great job of getting rid of the defender, getting some time, and then you find Morales. That's who you want to look for.
Quarterbacks, it was Gavin last time, Logan in at quarterback this time. Logan making his best throw of the night, that completion to Morales. Morales was our spotlight player, and he is special. He's special on both offense and on defense. So now a 1st and goal from the 9 for the Barons. The momentum is all them. Almost a tackle. It was a tackle for a loss in the backfield. Guy tackled in the backfield, and that is Ratchford, the sophomore, again, coming up and blowing up the play. What a motor the sophomore has. Here's a great look at number 11, getting the work done.
Way to shed the block, get in the backfield. If the quarterback was supposed to read that, he made the wrong read, because he should have kept it. I think he'd have walked into the end zone.
Well, how about the history of quarterbacks at Manheim Central? I mean, so many all-state quarterbacks through the years, you can just start naming them off. They've always had all-staters. There's a guy running around the outside and makes one man miss inside the 10-yard line, and that was a tough 3-yard run because he was being pursued by some white jerseys.
Yeah, Dallastown's getting downhill, And, man, they're flying to the football. He's got to wrap up there. Flowers has to wrap up. He just came in with his chest.
Flowers has been big with the pick 6 and the long kickoff return. So you have quarterback Simon, former quarterback for the Barons.
At Temple now.
Yeah, doing a great job at Temple, player of the week. Now in the American Conference.
Let's see if Manheim can get a score here.
3rd and goal from the 8. They're going to pass it. Ball was dropped. That play worked for a touchdown, but there's a penalty marker just came out in the backfield. Guy couldn't handle it.
Personal foul on Dallastown.
Roughing the passer. So you'll take a look at it, you'll see the roughing of the passer, the late hit after the pass was out of his hands.
Well, talk about a gift, man. That's what you needed at this point. Coach Hahn is just happy to have that.
Here's a look. You'll see it. Little fake to Moyer. And again gets hit late. Not as bad as we would have thought on the replay.
I'm a defensive guy. I would be losing my mind over that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because they barely touched him.
I'm sure Coach Murphy's not happy when he watches that.
I'm all for protection, but this is a game of football. There has got to be some contact, and that was minimal.
So the penalty gives them a 1st and goal. The Barons trying to get their way into the end zone. Spinning is Moyer, and he's down to the 1-yard line.
There was a nice opening, but they closed it fast.
Asher Gist on the stop. Gist has a sack this season, 2 tackles for a loss. That's his 13th tackle for the senior. 21-9 is their score. The Barons trying to answer the safety with a touchdown. High snap.
Oh, he tripped.
He'll be shy of the goal line.
Geib stumbled.
Logan Geib tripped. And that caused his momentum to stop and was stacked up by the white jerseys. Here's a great look at it. It's hard to get started, Coach, when your first step is falling forward.
Looking at the replay, I think he tripped over the quarterback's foot.
So now a 3rd and goal from the 1. They're continuing to work in the Bath Fitter red zone. Barons trying to really take the momentum to their side. If they could get in the end zone and score.
This is 2-play territory here. Coach Hahn will go for it if they don't get it here.
The officials have been busy. Penalty on Dallastown.
I think they're coming with their heavy set, which is their power eye set.
And a big factor for Dallastown is Cody Kishner and his health, how he's doing. 3 of 6 tonight, passing 65 yards and a touchdown, but was injured with that low snap when he was punting in the end zone, so we'll have to check on his condition. But right now, the Barons looking to get a touchdown after their 2-point safety. Looks like it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Push forward, no sign yet, and he's across the goal line. And they're going to mark him. Oh, yes. They're saying he's across and in. So a second effort there by Logan to get across the end zone for the touchdown. We'll have another look at it. The Faulkner Honda touchdown. The quarterback keeper in the end zone for the score.
They had a double cheater left where both backs are between the tackle and tight end, and it was just a simple sneak, and they got a little help.
The momentum now all Barons.
He just broke the plane.
Extra point is up and good, and the Barons right back in the ball game. They got the safety, and they answered it with the touchdown, and it's 21-16. 9 straight points by the Barons. It's 21-16. They answer the safety with a nice touchdown drive. The quarterback keeper in from 1 yard out. And different feel to this game. It's 21-16. Dallastown had some big plays to get to their 3 touchdowns, and then their quarterback injured on the block punt. We'll have to check his status. The major storyline of this game, because I don't know where this Dallastown offense would be without their senior quarterback, 2-year starter. Here's another good feet store kickoff.
Short kick.
Short kick is fielded at the 18-yard line.
Oh, boy.
And there is some serious running room for Cromartie. Cromartie goes into Barron's territory all the way to the 40-yard line, but there's a penalty marker that just came out late. Let's take a look at our Bella Concepts remodeling scoring summary. Turn vision into reality. What a great way to answer the safety. The quarterback calls his own number and just gets across for the Barons touchdown. There's your Bella Concepts remodeling scoring summary.
The penalty was way away from the ball. It was on Manheim Central sideline here. But they're picking it up, looks like.
Cromartie had that long return all the way to the Barons' 40-yard line. And there was a foul on both teams. So penalty on both Manheim Central and Dallastown. And Dallastown will have the football with good field position at the Barons' 40-yard line here with 3:37 to go. Coming up tonight, CBS 21 Friday Night Rivals halftime show. Highlights and stats from the first half. Also the best high school football highlights from around the country. It's all coming up on the CBS 21 halftime report.
I'm watching intently to see who's coming out of quarterback over there.
The backup quarterback is listed as Corbin Myers, number 16. That does not have any varsity experience.
'16's in the game.
So that is the backup Myers. In for Kistner, who got injured.
I'd be looking for a lot of run-heavy stuff going here on here.
Standing next to him is Harris, number 9. With 3 wide receivers up to the top of the screen, and they hand it. Oh, the keeper pulled it out of the belly of Harris, and Myers kept it himself for a gain of 3 yards.
Well, you got to break this kid in. I mean, it's early, and you don't want to put him in a bad situation right away. So let him carry it.
What do you think his thought process was when he saw Kisner go down? When he said, "I'm the next guy, I'm up."
Well, you're waiting for that opportunity as a backup, but you never want to see your leader go down. And he's young, so he might be a little scared.
2nd and 7. Corbin Myers now leading Dallastown at quarterback with the injury to Kisner. He's going to throw it.
Rolling him out.
Pressure, fires the football, and it was bounced up in the air,
off.
and it was intercepted.
It was deflected, stayed in the air, and we got a turnover.
He had some serious pressure coming his way.
Yeah, talk about, getting pressure and getting hit right away. He did.
And then
it's tipped?
Yeah, right. It was tipped, and then trying to get it was Etheridge, who has that long touchdown, and then coming up with the interception for the Barons was Miller.
Logan Miller, yes.
Number 3, Miller comes up with the pick. So that is the story now with Dallastown with their backup quarterback, who doesn't have a lot of varsity experience, and again, momentum is still on Manheim Central's side.
I get what Dallastown was doing. They were trying to shorten the field for him, give him an easy read, but it's difficult when you're just coming in the game cold.
Hess with the catch, but no yards. Just gets back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 for the Barons. Rodriguez came up and made the stop.
Dallastown's defense has got to anchor it down now. You lost your leader on offense for a while. We don't know how long. Can they hold the Barons off here and get into halftime with a lead?
2nd and 10 from the 30 for the Barons in their own 30. Trying to keep things rolling their way. Guy across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
They're using a lot of motion, but they're using that motion back to come up and lead into the hole, which is opening up some running lanes for Guy.
1:40 to go here in the first half before halftime. We'll hear from both coaches at halftime as well. We'll hear from Coach Levi Murphy first. We'll get an update on his starting quarterback. Keep it on the ground to the Barons, and about a yard short to the yard to gain for the first. Guy gets the carry again, but it's going to be 4th and 1. The snap was high.
Yes.
And then take a look there, pulling from behind was...
That's the definition of a horse collar right there, but they didn't call it.
Bands was the one that got the pulling from behind, big 71 for Dallastown. 4th and 1 for Manheim Central from the 39. Under 40 seconds to go here in the first half. And there's a timeout. Dallastown calls time. Tonight's Friday Night Rivals live stream sponsored by Care Property Services, the only call you need. College football tomorrow on CBS 21. Always looking forward to college football action. A big one in the SEC. It's Alabama and Tennessee tomorrow at 3:30.
It's crazy. You haven't even heard about that game. I mean, really. And that's a huge game.
And then the NFL on Sunday, the Steelers and the Jets at 1, a doubleheader on CBS. It's the Lions at Lambeau Field to take on the Packers. It all starts at noon. With the NFL Today on CBS.
That first game has a switch of quarterbacks. Fields at the Jets and Aaron Rodgers.
.37 seconds to go here before the half. Flowers, dangerous. Been a factor in this first half with a pick 6 and a long return. He's standing at his own 25-yard line.
If it's me, I'm not punting to Flowers. You got that whole side of the field, punt that open part. And
we'll kick it short. Flowers might have a chance to get it off the bounce, but he steps away from it. And it rolls down and out of bounds, or touchdown to the 24-yard line with 28 seconds to go before the half. Dallastown will have the ball. Now you have a backup quarterback in, so these 28 seconds might just want to get to the locker room.
Just get to the locker room. Unfortunately, I'm looking across the field, and I see Kistner on crutches. That is not a good thing. Speedy recovery to him because he's a great quarterback.
Kisner has a touchdown pass tonight to Etheridge. Kisner, the starter last year, threw for 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns. Again, this year hasn't had to pass much this season. Just came into this game throwing it 22 times, 9 of 22 for 103. Tonight having his first touchdown of his senior year. I think that Dallastown would try to very safely get into the locker room, but they give it to Grimaldi, who has speed and breakaway speed, and he has a 14-yard run.
He runs so hard. You've got to wrap him up. You just can't reach and grab. You've got to wrap him up.
Grimaldi has a 50-yard touchdown tonight. He has 5 touchdowns in the season. Last week he had 4 in their win over Penn Manor, including, I mentioned a few times, that 99-yard. So tomorrow, I didn't think Alabama and Tennessee were playing tomorrow because CBS doesn't have the SEC anymore. So tomorrow's game is Oklahoma State and Oregon tomorrow at 3:30. So a lot of people were like, what? No, not the case. So tomorrow, 3:30, Oklahoma State and Oregon on CBS. But the NFL was right. You'll have the Jets, Steelers. You'll have the Packers, Lions. Great weekend of football on CBS 21. Great game here tonight. There's Coach Murphy. We'll talk to him in a few minutes. Get an update on Kistner. His team up 21-16 with their electric start in the first quarter, but the momentum since that point has been all Manheim Central. Both these teams 1-1 coming in, so this is a crucial game for. It's only week 3, but there's a big difference being 2-1, Coach, going into week 4 than being 1-2.
Absolutely, because you're starting league play, and you want to be 2-1 going into league play.
19 seconds to go before our CBS 21 halftime report. Cromartie, direct snap to him. He's going to keep it and fall forward. Not a bad idea there, the direct snap to Cromartie. We might see more of that in the second half. I think this Dallastown coaching staff is going to have to get together and figure how they're going to navigate the second half without their starting quarterback, Kisner.
Yeah, halftime is going to be vital for them to go in and try to figure out what can we do now and what can't we do without Kisner in the game.
It's halftime time to hit the showers with West Shore home as both teams head to the locker room. Hold up. The officials are bringing them back. So wait a second. Hold up. Don't start the showers. They'll hit the showers. West Shore home coming up shortly after the timeout with 1 second to go. So they'll bring them back. We still have 1 second to play here before the half. There's a coach, the youngest coach in the York Adams League, got the job last year, his second season at the age of 25, and what a season he had last season for Dallastown. They had 9 wins, the most since 2015. They returned to the District 3 6A playoffs for the first time since 2017. Their 2 losses last year, Coach, was the Central York in overtime, 28-27, and then the final game of the year for them in the quarterfinals in District 3 against Harrisburg.
I was at that game, the Central York game, and my son and I were there, and it was a heavy miss the entire game. It was just miserable. And
that's the one Coach Murphy said, that one, if only something could happen there, that would have been a huge win for his team. They would have had an undefeated regular season. And then they finished, of course, the year up in the quarterfinals against the loss to Harrisburg. But what a year. 9-win season for them. Again, first time since 2015 on Coach Levi Murphy's first season at Dallastown. Cromartie will get the handoff. Running forward on the final play of the first half. Now they can hit the showers. Brought to you by West Shore Home. The CBS 21 halftime report is coming up. We will have comment from Coach Murphy before we head to the break and see what he has to say as he's gathering his team on the far sideline. Chance for him to, talking to Coach Murphy, one thing he said, he went to his football fathers, he called them, to get as much knowledge and experience being a 25-year-old, taking over a program as a head coach. He's done a lot of things culture-wise. Over 20 seniors graduated last year, so he had to quickly rebuild to this team, and he gathers his team before they head to the locker room.
Well, when I was at practice, he pulled me aside afterward and said, Coach, you've been coaching longer than I've been living. He goes, what have you seen? What do you think? And I gave him some tips and things like that, just that I saw. And he's a sponge. He wants to know what can make him better.
Should be a very interesting second half. Dallastown was electric in the first quarter. The second quarter, the momentum was Manheim Central and the Barons. Coach is getting the position down on the sideline. He's all set. Coach, electrifying first quarter, but first thing, your starting quarterback, Cody Kisner, goes down. An update on him and how do you go forward in the second half without him?
Well, he's a real tough kid. We're looking for him to battle back here, but our guys are ready. Next man up if it needs to be. Do it as well as it can be done when it needs to be done.
First quarter outstanding. Second quarter momentum was mostly for Manheim Central. What can you do to change things up to try to not have a quarter like you just had?
Well, all it takes is a play to get it back on our side, and our guys know that. We've faced some adversity here so far this season. Looking for him to battle back here and just keep doing things our way.
Coach, have a great second half. Thanks for spending some time with us. Levi Murphy, the head coach at Dallastown. His team on the road, and they lead it at the half, 21-16. You are watching WellSpan Orthopedics Friday Night Rivals. The CBS 21 Friday Night Rivals halftime report is coming up next.
is the CBS 21 Friday Night Rivals halftime report.
A lot of back and forth action. The first quarter belonged to Dallastown. Manheim Central grabbed momentum in the second quarter, and it's 21-16 at the half. Time to take a look at some of the best plays from around the country. You like high school football? You'll enjoy this next minute and a half.
The best Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals highlights from across the country.
And here comes Khalil Taylor. Welcome to the Rams, Mr. Khalil. He can fly. There goes Khalil Taylor without his team. Here goes Khalil. Across midfield. The kicker to beat. Khalil Taylor. Welcome to Park Richland, young man. Anything you can do, I can do better. DZ.
Trying to find somebody. Good coverage there. Here comes Agent Zero with a big hit. Wow. Justin Hartley came in and laid down the leather old school style.
Facing some pressure. Lawrence with the catch and the moves. Gets past midfield and more. Another move. 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
Starting the fourth quarter. Bradley going long. Trying for a home run hit. And does he make the catch? Yes, he does. Great catch by Keto Rego into the red zone, and that's how you ignite a crowd to start the fourth quarter.
From 59 yards, hold is good, kicks on the way, and he drilled it! With room to spare, Tommy Baccaro extends the Brentwood.
Wow, how about that? 59 yards. That would have been good from about 63. What a kick. There's the best plays from around the country from last week from Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals. We are at the half. Dallastown 21, Manheim Central 16. You're watching the CBS 21 Halftime Report.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Columbia Cottage. This is the CBS 21 Friday Night Rivals halftime report.
Dallastown's offense is being powered by Chris Grimardi, already over 100 yards on the ground with a touchdown. But the big news for the Wildcats, their starting quarterback is out. How will that play a role in the second half? Dallastown leads at 21-16 over Manheim Central. Dallastown band entertaining the folks here at Manheim. Time for our Scholar Athletes, brought to you by Schollenberger Januzzi Wolf LLP. And we start with Dallastown. Reagan Bailey, field hockey. She'll be attending App State. Outstanding field hockey player, outstanding student. So Reagan Bailey of Dallastown. And then for Manheim Central, another field hockey player and softball, Paige Garner, is our Scholar Athlete. These students chosen each week for Scholar Athletes are eligible to win a $3,000 scholarship to be presented at the end of the season, courtesy of Schollenberger Januzzi Wolf LLP, who is proud to support and encourage outstanding student athletes across central Pennsylvania. Congratulations to Reagan and Paige, our Scholar Athletes tonight. Good-looking cheering section there. PennDOT safe. They have the right colors. Dallastown leads it 21-16. This is the CBS 21 Friday Night Rivals halftime report.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Columbia Cottage. This is the CBS 21 Friday Night Rivals halftime report.
Manheim Central spreading it around a little bit. Morales racked up 55 receiving yards. Local guy found the end zone. Let's take a look at a pretty wild first half between Dallastown and Manheim Central. Here's our first half highlights. Started fast for Dallastown. Grimardi, 50-yard touchdown run. That was a 4-play, 80-yard drive to start the game, and Dallastown led it 7-0. And then the pick six, Flowers, 33-yard. Pick six to the house, 14-0. What a start for the Wildcats. Tied with a touchdown catch, 5-yard touchdown, and the Barons back 14-7. Kishner, beautiful pass to Etheridge. It was 21-7 Dallastown, and then things start to fall apart for Dallastown. Here's the punt in the end zone. Kishner gets hurt, tackled for the safety, and the Barons weren't done. Quarterback keeper for the touchdown after the 2 points for the safety, and that's where we are at the half. 21-16. Coach, let's take a look at the first half numbers and how the numbers look. Anything number-wise stand out to you on the board?
Well, I mean, if you look at the total yards, they're pretty close. I mean, the turnovers are even. The penalty yards are killing Dallastown. And that was one of their keys, is to eliminate those penalties. And with 55 yards, right, and 7 penalties at this point, it's hurting them.
The big thing is, how is Dallastown going to perform offensively without their starting quarterback? That's the unknown.
That is the unknown. You always have Cromartie. And again, with their offense, and they're running the midline, and they're running the veer, all you need is a crease.
Stick around. Should be an entertaining second half. Dallastown 21, Manheim Central 16. This is the CBS 21 Friday Night Rivals halftime report. Dallastown 21-16 lead over Manheim Central at the half. We have Manheim Central's head coach, Coach Hahn, with us. And, Coach, football's about momentum. Dallastown had momentum in the first quarter. You guys got the momentum going in the second quarter. Talk about your playmakers, Morales and Hess. When you get them the ball, good things happen.
Yeah, we're trying to get them the ball because they do make plays. We're struggling a little bit at times, but we've been able to get to them as well.
What will you think the team defensively you'll have to do, kind of the unknown with Dallastown's quarterback possibly out? How different does that offense then look with him not on the field?
Listen, I think they're going to try and run the ball with Cromartie. They want to, even if the quarterback comes back in here, I think they're going to try and give it a heavy dose of run. We got to just man up, and we got to make some plays.
Thanks, Coach Hahn. Have a great second half. Thanks for joining us. Second half just about to get underway. Phil Shader alongside the coach, Frank Gay, with us tonight. And the entertaining idea of what Dallastown's going to do without their quarterback, and I think Coach Hahn pretty much hit it. You know, it's going to be more and more of their bell cow and Cromartie, who already has over 100 yards rushing.
Well, I mean, that's your horse, and you're going to ride him until he can't go anymore. And that's something that, you know, they probably got in there at halftime and decided, listen, if Kisner can play, he probably can't run the ball a whole lot. You got to try to protect him. Let's just turn around and hand it off a lot.
Coming up next week, week number 4 of Friday Night Rivals will be in the Mid-Penn Capital Division, 2 Class 2A schools. Newport, the Buffaloes 1-1 this season. They're taking on James Buchanan tonight. We'll be at Camp Hill. The Lions 0-2. They're at Susquehanna tonight. Of course, Coach Gay knows a little something about Camp Hill. You spent some time there as the head coach.
Yeah, the Mighty Lions. I mean, Coach Biggs is pulling his hair out right now. But, again, they're young. He told me that he has probably 4 or 5 kids that have never played football, and they're on the field for him.
What'll be interesting next week, and it always is interesting, tonight, of course, with Dallastown's a 6A school. Manheim Central is a 5A school. Next week, 2 2A schools. The rosters will look a lot smaller. You're talking about maybe 30, maybe 35 tops for both teams on their rosters.
Yeah, I know that Camp Hill has 30 kids on their team, And it's interesting because one of the players is one of my former players at Redland. His son plays at Camp Hill now, and it'll be awesome to see him.
That is where we'll be next week, Newport and Camp Hill for week number 4 of Friday Night Rivals. But we have the second half here of a very interesting game and a big game for both these teams. They're both 1-1. Of course, Dallastown under the York Adams Division 1 and Manheim Central from the Lancaster Lebanon League Section 3. Both these teams, Dallastown started the year with a loss to Hempfield, and last week a big win over Penn Manor. Next week they'll be at Southwestern starting in league play. And for Manheim Central, a wild win in week 1. They beat West Philadelphia 47-42, and then last week lost to Ephrata 17-6. And they'll have their first road game of the season next week. They'll be at Bermudian Springs as they have 3 straight home games, and they only play a couple of road games this year. They're at home 6 times this year as Manheim Central. College football tomorrow at CBS 21. It is Oklahoma State and Oregon. That's tomorrow at 3:30. And then the NFL. Last night the Eagles with a win over the Cowboys, but CBS 21 will have the Steelers and the Jets. And then at 4:25, the Lions and the Packers. The NFL kicks off at noon with the NFL Today on CBS 21. It will be interesting. Aaron Rodgers used to play for the Jets. Now he's the quarterback for the Steelers.
Micah Parsons at Green Bay.
Yeah, that is exciting news. What a contract he signed. Micah will be there and could be the difference. I think the Cowboys could have used Micah last night.
Yeah, they needed some pass rush, and they didn't have any.
Second half here. So Manheim Central, what did you like the things that they did? They owned the time of possession. They ended up holding on to the ball a little longer than Dallastown. They finally put some things together after a very rough first quarter.
Well, they didn't panic. They stayed true to who they were, and they got back into the game, and now, the tide has changed a little bit for them, and I think the momentum's in their favor.
Again, it's just week 3, but we mentioned it before, and we'll say it again. Being 2-1 going into week 4 and league play is a lot different than being 1-2. So this is a big game for both programs, for both teams. And Manheim Central, they are certainly used to winning. And when you talk about District 3 powers, they are that. But I like that shot on the press box. 609 wins, nowhere near the 900 of Mount Carmel, who's the all-time leader in the state, and then Easton. But they start tracking wins because that's the type of program they have here at Manheim Central. But last year they were 3-7, coach, their first losing season since 1971. But this is a program where Coach Mike Williams was for 34 seasons. He had 348 victories, 16 District 3 championships, and also that Pennsylvania state title, which is at the opposite end of the field to the 2003 state champ. So this is a very proud program that's had some outstanding players over the year. Typically at that quarterback position, they've always had wonderful quarterbacks here at Manheim Central.
It was funny, the first person I saw walking into the stadium was Coach Williams. He's out there directing traffic, and I got to see him. He goes, "This is the best job I've ever had." He goes, "But my wife is my boss now."
Imagine that could be tough for Coach. So we're about to start the second half, and this is going to be interesting to see what Dallastown does offensively. But they have a guy that's very talented. I mean, when you talk about a kid that, hopefully some colleges are looking at this Cromartie kid. He really wants to play on Saturdays, and he's gotten bigger every year, Coach. His numbers last year, he led the team with yards last year. He had 91 carries for 766 yards, averaged almost 8.5 yards a carry, 3 100-yard games a year ago. And already this year, he had a 200-yard game last week with 4 touchdowns, has over 100 yards tonight in the first half. He's a special player.
Well, I can guarantee you one thing. He will be playing on Saturdays somewhere because he's a special player, and I think he's going to get that opportunity by a lot of different schools.
Of course, recently, Michael Scott last year, who had 633 yards and 10 touchdowns. He's playing for Coach Bob Chesney down at JMU. And then, Jalen Cook, who was outstanding, 27 catches, 12 touchdowns a year ago, over 700 yards receiving. He's at ESU. So those were the 2 big playmakers on that team. But 21 seniors graduated from that 9-win team last year, the most wins in Dallastown since 2015, with their young coach who got the job at 25. I don't know when his birthday is. He might be 26 now. Levi Murphy. And both these guys, Coach Hahn, Coach Murphy, were both offensive linemen in the PSAC at East Stroudsburg University. So we're underway. The Good Feet Store kickoff to start the second half. Manheim Central will have the football first, and they've had a lot of momentum in that second quarter. The second quarter belonged to them with the block punt and then the safety and then the long drive for the touchdown.
It'll be interesting to see the quarterback, because I was talking to Coach Hahn. He said, listen, he goes, we're going to go every other series, but I can't promise in the second half that they'll both be every other series, because we might be going with a hot hand. And Capel's out there, number 10.
Capel has the touchdown, a 1-yarder, keeper. So Logan gets the start here. We saw a little bit of Gavin, who threw it around pretty nicely, but Logan has got most of the snaps in the first half. Guy with the handoff goes nowhere. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, might have lost a half a yard. So the focus was on that line of scrimmage. Both teams, as you said, were really harping on that to the point of, you know, getting off of blocks, making stops. And I'll tell you, the front three for Dallastown, 2 of those 3 guys have played a lot, started a lot, and Coach said they do all the dirty work, and they're the strongest on the team. But number 11, Ratchford, who's already had a big game, the sophomore, is also big on that defensive line.
Yeah, he's got great movement, great hands.
2nd and 10, the ball was thrown short and incomplete. Looking to get it to a playmaker, which they had some success, looking for Cody Hess, who has a couple of catches in the first half, has done some nice things. And we said to Coach Hahn, good things happen when you get the ball to number 8 and number 14, and that was the case in the first half for the Barons. Cody Hess has been a 2-way threat, 31 yards receiving, plus a 38-yard run. So he has been a playmaker. And Morales, of course, has those 55 yards receiving. Time to throw. Logan steps up in the pocket and will now run it.
Oh,
makes a man miss and has enough for the first down. An explosive run of 23 yards for the quarterback and a kitchen saver first down. It looked like he was going to be tackled for a short gain, but he showed his strength.
He's a short, stocky kid, and he ran right through the arm tackle. You've got to take him down at the legs, especially shorter guys, because they're low to the ground.
5'11", 195-pound junior. The quarterback there is a good look at him. That was a tough run. Picks up the kitchen saver first down.
That's Flowers, I think.
Yeah, injured player Flowers, who has a pick 6 and has a long kick return, has been the spark plug for the Wildcats in the first half, is the injured player. Take another look at the play, Coach.
Yeah, he's coming in here. He tries to get the ball, rolls up. I don't know if he got rolled up on, but I think he's going to be fine. Yeah, he's reaching for his gut. I think he got rolled up on and lost his wind a little bit.
Nice 23-yard run, first down for the Barons. Trying to keep the momentum on their side. They were disappointed last week. Coach Hahn really not happy with that 17-6 loss to Ephrata. They only ran 42 plays, and they only had 7 first downs a week ago. Snap over the head of the quarterback, and he just has to fall on it at the 25-yard line. Those kind of mistakes, they can really hurt you.
I don't know any team that has a play in the playbook for 2nd or 3rd and 30.
Tough to certainly try to grab yourself a first down. They'll need to get to the 47 to get a first. So this is a 2nd and 27 officially.
Yeah. You just got to try to get a chunk back here.
Talk about just small glimpses of lack of concentration. Things can go bad for you, like that snap over the head. Trying to get it back with a completion out in the flat to Hess. But good job by the Wildcats playing him to not give him any room after he caught the football. Right idea, though, if you want to get, Hess in some space. But good job by the Wildcats to really close down and make that happen. Etheridge came up and made the hit number 6 for the Wildcats, to make sure that Hess couldn't go any further.
Yeah, they gave him the short route in the flat and just ran him out of bounds, which is smart. Don't give him anything that he can turn upfield.
Third and 21. Here comes pressure. Maybe pass interference, and there it is. Clear push. Pass interference penalty called on Dallastown. Adcock, his second one of the night, number 14.
Yeah, those are ones that come back to haunt you. I know that's again that was their goal, was to try to eliminate those things, and those are just things that it's hard to overcome.
Trying to get the ball to Morales. He's a tough cover, but pass interference called. Second one of the night.
I didn't notice the coverage, but you can't let him get behind you. Keep him in front of you. The good thing, a new rule in high school from a couple years ago, is that it doesn't make it an automatic first down.
So after the penalty, it'll be third and more manageable than what it was when it was
a 3rd and 6.
Yeah. So from 3rd and 21 to a 3rd and 6, much more manageable for Manheim Central. Here comes pressure. More pressure. Just throws and has to get rid of it. No one was open downfield. You got to give that a coverage sack to the Wildcats. They covered up the receivers pretty nicely.
Man, 74 got pressure right away and made him bounce outside of the pocket, and then it was on.
Take a look at the pressure. Coming hot.
Guess who? Cromartie.
Yep. Grimm was the one that was there with the initial pressure, and then Cromartie comes and cleans up. Here's a good look at Coach Murphy. Coach Murphy, a Dover High School grad. Punting situation for the Barons on 4th and 6. Here on the return, Flowers is back. There's a penalty marker down. Flowers into Barons territory, still downfield. And he's
coming back.
Went out of bounds at the 39-yard line, but there's a penalty marker down at the 41 and the 42-yard line. Boy, is Flowers electric. He was the one that was injured. He's back returning kicks. He had, of course, the pick 6, and he had a long 68-yard return earlier in the game.
He's special. He's got some speed, for sure.
Coach says he is the go-go Energizer Bunny on the team. Has 2 picks on the season. He's been special on special teams. Dallastown, if you remember the stats, Coach, too many penalties and penalty yards.
Yeah, and they just keep mounting for Dallastown right now, and without your quarterback, that puts you in a hole right away.
So what's this Dallastown offense going to look like without their
Guess who's trotting back on the field?
Oh, boy.
Cody Kistner's on the field.
Wow, you talk about tough. Coach, we saw him in the second quarter on crutches.
Yeah, you're standing over on the sideline on crutches, and here he is.
He's back in at the 9:40 mark of the third quarter. So here is Cody Kistner, who left the game after his punt was blocked in his own end zone. Kistner's going to throw it first time back. Fires a bullet, but the ball is dropped and incomplete. You talk about some velocity. Boy, he has some pep on his throw.
I'm telling you, he can spin the rock. And he hit his receiver right in the hands. He just dropped it.
Tough place to catch a ball, right in your hands, right? Kistner coming off being injured and throws a pass like that, but unable to come up with the catch was Geist. So now a 2nd and 10. Kistner back in. Coach Murphy said he thought how tough the kid was, that he might be back, and here he is. Penalty. Whistle blows before the play can start. Dallastown calls a timeout. And let's step aside. We'll be back after this. Dallastown leads at 21-16. They got their guy back at quarterback. Dallastown calls timeout, talk things over. They have a 2nd and 10 here in the third quarter on the road with a 21-16 lead. And that man, number 13, Cody Kistner, is back after being injured, missing a good part of the second quarter. Back here to start the second half. What a great sign for the Wildcats.
Trips right formation with a tight end down here.
Handoff Arias, number 9, spinning, and a penalty marker's down as he spins across the 35-yard line. Kistner 3 of 7, 65 yards and a touchdown. Myers, his backup, was 0 for 1 passing.
It's another penalty on Dallastown. I know that a defender moved, but I think when he moved, one of the offensive guys moved as well. And that doesn't, in high school, that doesn't mean anything.
Coach Murphy not going to be happy with the amount of penalties his team has had here tonight. Etheridge, 3 catches, 65 yards and a touchdown. Cromartie, 8 carries, 112 yards, and that 50-yard touchdown. Those are the offensive stars.
If I'm counting right, I believe they had 7 at half, and this is 3 in this half, so there are 10 penalties already.
2nd and 15 after their 10th penalty. 2nd and 15 from their own 27. Kisner will roll to his right and fire down the right sideline. Incomplete. Looking for Flowers. In coverage. Xavier was there. Didn't talk much about the twins, Isaiah and Xavier. There's one of the twins on coverage on that play, tightly covering Flowers downfield.
I know Dave Hahn talked a lot about them and loved them.
Big 3rd and 15. You can hear the crowd here at Manheim, the home crowd, their 3rd consecutive home game. The way the schedule figures out, they have 6 home games this year, only 4 road games.
That's called good scheduling. The problem is next year you're going to have only 4 home games.
Yeah, that's the bad side of it, right?
Yeah.
The twins are something. Isaiah and Xavier, they said they're fun-loving. They have a good time. They're always in good spirits, but when things don't go right, they also have a little bit of that serious side. They take football serious.
Coach Hahn said they are fearless.
3rd and 15. Here comes some pressure. Kisner rolling out and fires the ball incomplete. He was able to get out of the pocket. He was being chased. Good thing that he got out of the pocket. Look at him here coming off that injury, was able to get downfield.
The corner was put in that situation because the quarterback broke contain. Do I cover or do I come up on the quarterback? And he made that mistake of he didn't cross the line of scrimmage and he attacked the quarterback, and 17 was wide open. He just missed him.
Kapner, who's 17, was the wide open receiver, and there is Cody getting a well-deserved drink. I'm glad to see him back out there because it didn't look like we would see him after the injury. High snap. They get the punt off. Special teams and kicking has been an issue for Dallastown so far this year. And
they're going to get great field position here.
Not a great kick. They will start in Wildcat territory, will the Barons, after that short kick. And here is, I don't know if you know about this, Coach, this is our mustache cam. Barber Styling Institute, we scan the field for the best mustaches. So we do it every week here on WellSpan Orthopedics Friday Night Rivals. It's brought to you by Barber Styling Institute. And there's Levi, Coach Murphy, with a real nice mustache there. Works right into the beard. There's another beard and mustache. So you have that beard-mustache combo tonight, brought to you by Barber Styling Institute. So here's the Barons with the ball, 1st and 10 from the Wildcats' 47-yard line, down 21-16. Run up the middle, and a good first down run, about almost 5 yards. So there is
You'll take
Moyer.
that every time
on
a first down run.
Moyer with the carry there. The 1-2 combo with Geib and Moyer, the 2 running backs for Manheim Central, the Barons. A team that scored just 1 touchdown last week. They've scored 2 touchdowns tonight and a safety. 2nd and 6. Moyer gets it again. He has the first down and more. Good cutback by Moyer. And Moyer has the first down, the kitchen saver first down, and a pickup of 11 yards on the run.
It's a great run. He breaks the line of scrimmage, and then he cuts back.
Moyer has moves. Moyer has moves, I think, in open field. Morales and Hess, we know they have moves in open field. There you got 3 guys. If you just give them a little space, they can really make some plays for the Barons offense.
And then you throw Geib in there, and he can do it as well.
Yeah, Geib's more of that tougher inside runner, and he can come out of the backfield and catch a pass. He has a 5-yard touchdown pass tonight. And another penalty marker falls. Could it be another? Nope, it's going to be on the Barons.
Illegal procedure.
So that'll move them back 5 yards, but they are working in Wildcat territory, but still trail 21-16. Both teams 1-1. Coach
Here comes
Hahn.
Morales onto the field.
Yeah, Coach Hahn really was coaching it up this week at practice, right? He was not happy with the effort against Ephrata, wasn't happy with the way the offensive line played, wasn't happy with the way the quarterbacks played, and hey, when you're a coach, you get to it, you get to work, and that's what, and he has hard-working kids. That's what they did this week. Going downfield, looking for Morales, and incomplete. Flowers was on coverage. Flowers there on coverage has been a factor in this game with the pick 6. And,
Morales wasn't expecting that because he never even looked back for the ball.
well, we see the quarterback rotation now. Gavin in, so both Gavin and Logan have rotated at that quarterback position. That's something you had a conversation with Coach Hahn about this week.
He's looking for one of them to take the job and run with it. And right now, neither one of them has done it.
2nd and 15 for the Barons. Hess in motion. They give it to Moyer. Moyer on the outside, then cuts back inside. Good run by Moyer, but still shy of the first down as he gets down to the 29-yard line.
I think when they look at the film, they're going to find that most of their running game has taken off from outside of the tackles rather than inside. They're getting on the edge pretty easily. And that's those outside backers in that 3-4 have got to set the edge, and they're just not getting it done right now for Dallastown.
3rd and 5 from the 29. A big 3rd down. Hand off to Geib. Geib running hard, has the first down. Great second effort. It's going to take more than just one player to bring him down because he is short, stocky, and low to the ground and runs hard.
Man, what I liked about that is he got sideways and then got north-south right away. He knew where the sticks were, and he got to them.
A good first down run, a kitchen saver first down run. Look at the vision and then just the ability to fight off that tackle. Geib's been good tonight. He has a 5-yard touchdown reception for the Barons. Tonight's Friday Night Rivals live stream is sponsored by Care Property Services, the only call you need. Geib, the senior, came into this game averaging about almost 4 yards a carry and had a touchdown. He has a touchdown now in every game. Had one against West Philadelphia, one the only touchdown last week against Ephrata, and has one here tonight. This would be big, right? I mean, if you're the Barons, you want to get points here. You want to get a touchdown at this point in the game with the 6:36 to go in the 3rd quarter, because I think the momentum is still on Manheim Central's side, that they took that momentum in the 2nd quarter and haven't given it back yet.
Well, where they're at in the field right now, this is 4-down territory no matter what. You've got to try to get those points on the board.
So 1st and 10 on the Wildcats' 22-yard line, almost approaching the Bathfitter red zone. Just a few yards short of the red zone. Hess is the one in motion. And give to Moyer. Moyer looking for that hole, and a good first down run for Moyer.
Right now, Dave Hahn's offensive line is getting movement. That's 5 yards on first down.
Good vision by Moyer. Inside the Bathfitter red zone now for the Barons. To the 18 after that 4-yard run by Moyer. 2nd and 6. Geist spinning.
I think you're going to see a hold here.
Penalty marker down. Guy was stopped by Geist. Too many G's.
Little chop block.
A penalty on the Barons. Again, you would think here now in week.
Somebody's got to be locked up and then somebody's cutting.
Yep. You expect a lot of penalties in week 1 and 2, but hopefully by week 3, 4, you hope that penalties start getting less and less as the season goes on.
Yeah, and a lot of that comes down to concentration. A lot of it comes down to when you're tired, can you focus? Can you continue to focus on what you're doing and do it right?
That's one good point for a 5A school and a 6A school. Outside of the offensive line for Manheim, a lot of these players play both ways, especially for Dallastown. So here's another look at the penalty and see what we got.
Yep. As you see, the center tried to reach, but the guard is still engaged at the top, and you cannot be engaged at all.
So what does that do to you, Coach? It gives you a 2nd and 23, now back at the 35. You were in the red zone.
Yeah.
Now you're back at the 35. Passing down, trying to get the ball to a playmaker, and the ball was dropped by Hess.
It was a low ball. Hess didn't have his feet set.
Would have been a tough catch.
Not Hess, I'm sorry. The quarterback did not have his feet set. Hess just couldn't come down with it.
We had a talk this week when you visited both teams, and we talked about how big it is, especially at the high school level, for a quarterback to have their feet right to make proper passes.
Yes, especially with the Manheim Central kids, they don't have that arm strength right now. They don't have the arm strength of Cody Kisner, and they've got to get him set.
So here's a 3rd and 23 with 5:24 to go, third quarter. A little pump fake, looking downfield, ball thrown up, 50-50 ball. Who came down with it? Flowers almost had an or did he?
He did.
Yeah, he picked it off. Flowers, that's his 2nd interception of the game, 3rd interception of the season for Flowers. Of course, he had a pick 6 in the first quarter, and it was a 50-50 ball, and Flowers just went up and grabbed it. It was like a basketball jump ball.
Yeah, and the 88 was probably at least half a foot taller, and he still came down with it.
That is Cornish. Yep. 88 Cornish.
Yep.
And Flowers with his 2nd interception, so he's been a difference maker with a pick 6, and here his 2nd pick. Huge play for his Wildcats, and there's Coach Murphy saying keep going after it. And again, we said he's the go-go guy. Hey, coming up in the 4th quarter, maybe that stop will be tonight's school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus. When the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing, we'll have the school bus stop of the game coming up in the 4th quarter. And I think Mr. Flowers is a candidate with his 2 big interceptions. So now Dallastown, they have the lead and the football back when looked like the Barons were going in for a score. So the interception comes up big. Turnovers are always a story.
Anytime you can get Cromartie running east-west rather than north-south, you're winning defensively. Because if he gets north-south, he can take it to the house in a second. Use your athletes to run them down east-west.
Flowers also has over 100 yards in the return game on special teams, along with the 2 interceptions and the 33-yard pick 6. 2nd and 11. He lost a yard. Cromartie. He's got some room to run. And again, it's hard to bring him down. An 8-yard pickup by Cromartie.
Again, they have him sealed, but they're reaching. Who was that? 43. He's got to take him at the legs because this guy can run through any tackle that's there.
You got to wrap up.
That's Caleb Bretz.
Cole Bretz, 5'9", 180-pound senior. Had 6 tackles last week against Effort. You're not going to have a tackle on Cromartie with that technique.
No.
So a 3rd and 1. This is a big 3rd and 1. Dallastown wants to extend the drive, and they hand it to Arias.
I think he got it on the second effort.
Comes to the spot, and they're going to give him the kitchen saver first down for Arias. The one thing the coach said about Arias is he runs like he's mad at the world. And that's not a bad thing when it's a 3rd and 1, coach. You need 2 yards to get a first.
You need to give it every ounce of energy you got, and he did.
So being mad at the world philosophy is not bad as a running back.
No, not at all.
1st and 10, the 21 for the Wildcats, their own 21. Trying to hold on to this lead, 21-16, and milk some clock along the way here in the 3rd quarter. Nowhere to go there. Barons swarm very quickly.
Loss of a yard, maybe 2.
Arias couldn't go anywhere on that carry. So Kisner, we thought he was out. He got injured on the block punt that ended up being a safety. Was on crutches on the opposite sideline in the 2nd quarter and comes out here in the 3rd quarter and back in the game. Trying to get his team the 2nd win of the season. And a road victory, which isn't an easy thing, especially when you play in Manheim. Coach Murphy talked about how excited his team was to play here in Manheim. Great job defensively. They're able to take care of Chris Grimardi.
And look who that is. Look who that is. That's Morales coming down from his safety spot.
Morales, 10 tackles. He has 2 picks this year. He had an interception in the West Philadelphia game. He also had an interception last week against Ephrata. He can take up a lot of real estate. He was our spotlight player, and both on offense and defense, he is a playmaker for the Barons. 3rd and 12. Kisner fires, has the completion right at the sticks. Is it enough for a first down? What a great catch by Flowers. Catch. Flowers extending himself right at the sticks, right at the yard needed for the first down. Here's another look.
Boy, what a great lay. He laid out and got that thing for him. That's the play your quarterback needs right there.
That's a kitchen saver first down. A great catch by Flowers, who continues to be a star here tonight for the Wildcats.
Cody Kisner is a better athlete than a lot of people give him credit for. And he got outside of the pocket there and just he slung it. He is a gunslinger. He can spin the rock and get it to his receivers, and that was just a great catch by Flowers.
Definitely more passing opportunities for Kisner tonight than he's had all season. He only had 22 passing attempts in the first 2 games.
Here's a little counter. He's gone.
Grimardi, goodbye. Another long touchdown, his 2nd of the game.
Oh,
there's a penalty marker down back at the 30-yard line. That'll take away the 68-yard.
It's a holding penalty.
Almost 70-yard touchdown. Holding penalty is going to bring it back. Grimardi was gone. Give him a crease and forget about it. He gets to the 2nd level. He's getting to the house.
Right now, any misdirection, they're flying to the football. I mean, Barons have it. They're just running hard to the football, and it was a little misdirection, and they all over pursued. And he walked down the sideline. Unfortunately, there was a hole.
Would have been a 70-yard touchdown run is going to be brought back. He has a 50 already tonight, and that would have been a 70-yarder that might have really helped his Wildcats come to Manheim and get a road victory. But penalties, we talked about it, adding up over double digits in penalties tonight for the Wildcats. Costly.
Self-inflicted wounds come back to haunt you. And let's hope that the 11 or 12 penalties they have right now aren't going to come back to haunt them.
So that wipes out a 70-yard touchdown run by Chris Grimardi. He's special. 200 yards rushing last week, 4 touchdowns. He's over 100 yards rushing tonight, has a 50-yard touchdown. So now a 1st and 20, the ball, the Wildcat 21-yard line. Keeper by Kisner and goes nowhere.
It looked like Kisner was going to pitch it, but he kept it. And I think he should have pitched it because Cromartie was there.
Dallastown close to 100 yards of penalty yards tonight, Coach.
Yeah, those are self-inflicted wounds that you just can't overcome sometimes. And that's what Coach was talking about all week is we've been shooting ourselves in the foot with all these penalties. And here they are again doing it tonight. I'm sure he's not going to be happy.
Sign of a young team, 21 graduates from a team that won 9 games a year ago. So you have a lot of guys that are under the varsity lights for the first time. Plenty of time to throw for Kisner downfield and incomplete. He had Anderson, but just overthrew him a little bit. Anderson was open.
He was wide open. And I'm not sure how he got behind the secondary, but I'm going to look at his footwork and we're going to see if he threw off his back foot. I think he did.
Anderson, number 8, the senior, who doesn't get a whole lot of action.
If he gets his feet set, man, he's as good as anything. But no, he had his feet set. He just overthrew him.
Not a receiver that he has a ton of targets to this year. But, boy, if that was in stride and the receiver was in stride, that was...
It was 6.
6. 3rd and 21. Kisner slings
wide
it
open
wide
again.
Open again was Anderson, and he threw it over his head. So they're not guarding 8, but Kisner can't find him.
Yeah, those are balls that he's going to look at in the film and, man, wish he had back because they are wide open targets.
Let's see if he had happy feet.
Yeah, he was balanced. It just sailed on him. He's got to throw more of a dart than put less in the air.
That was big for the Barons. They're going to get the football back. 4th and 21.
And you have a backup punter in the game who didn't punt it very well the last time.
Kicking is a major issue. Baldwin to punt, number 44, punting from his 6-yard line. So the Barons are going to have good field position. Ball takes a bounce at the 48, and that's where it'll be touchdown. And Coach, we're going to raise the roof again. Thanks to our friends at Able Sun Roofing. Before you sign, call us. Able Sun Roofing as we raise the roof here at Manheim, the Barons cheerleaders. And this is what high school football is all about. You got the cheerleaders, the student section, the band, and football here on a Friday night. And Manheim, I believe I said it in the open, a football crazed town of Manheim. They love their high school football.
It is a great place to play.
Raise the Roof brought to you by Able Sun Roofing and Siding.
24 seconds left in the third quarter here. The Barons had the ball for most of the third quarter. Can they get a score to get a lead?
Time of possession has definitely been on the side of the Barons in this game. They had the ball for the majority of the second quarter as well. Outside of that first quarter that really belonged to Dallastown, they had electric long plays, but then Manheim Central had the football for long chunks of time.
There was a penalty, and Coach Hahn is making him punt it again, which is smart.
Yeah, because things have been a little iffy with the punting for Dallastown.
Yeah.
Talking to Coach Murphy, and I brought up the kicking game. He's like,
it's a work in progress.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. So that's my comment. We're working on it. And that's a third phase, which is important. And some teams high schools have relied on some soccer kickers to come and be that dual athlete during the same season. It's worked out for some teams, but I think having a good kicker is a big underrated weapon in high school football.
It is vital. It is a difference maker for sure.
So the man we're looking at there, Elliot Baldwin, the junior, will be doing the punting for Dallastown. This is where they got into some trouble before. They lost their quarterback, Kisner, who was punting. They got injured. The punt was high snap. It got blocked. Dallastown fell on it, but then Manheim was there to fall on them and get the safety for the 2 points. That's why they have that weird 16 number on the scoreboard with the 2 touchdowns and the 2-point safety. So let's see what Baldwin can do, punting from his own end zone. Here comes some pressure and gets it off. Manheim, that takes a Dallastown bounce a little bit, and Manheim's going to have great field position at the Wildcats' 42-yard line with 12 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
couldn't ask for a better starting spot. Let's get it rolling. If you're on the Barron side, can Dallastown buck up and stop them again?
So Logan coming in at quarterback. We've seen both quarterbacks, Gavin and Logan, tonight. Logan has the 1-yard quarterback keeper for a touchdown after the safety in that long drive. Handoff to Moyer. Moyer breaks a tackle and not a bad first down run. Gets to the 36-yard line. That'll be the final play of the third quarter. Go ahead, put 4 fingers up. Things are getting interesting here at Manheim. Dallastown 21, Manheim Central 16. The fourth quarter coming up on WellSpan Orthopedics Friday Night Rivals. One thing about Manheim Central's offense, pretty balanced, Coach. The run and the pass, 115 rushing yards, 98 passing yards. So balance for Coach Hahn. That was something that he wanted to see, the balance of both the run and the pass. And the give to Moyer.
They got great penetration, and there was no place to run there.
It was back to the line of scrimmage, and that was really it. Talk about the front line there for Dallastown. 2 out of 3 started. No gain, just wrapping up pretty quickly. This is the type. We're in the fourth quarter now, so these guys are tired. Yes. So it's going to come down. Who has that extra grit? Who has that?
Who can make a play? Yeah,
in the fourth quarter when you're tired, you're wore down. 3rd and 5 for the Barons. Incomplete.
That was great coverage. I mean, the outside back got underneath it, and he had no place to throw it.
Geib was the intended target out of the backfield, and the ball was thrown into the ground. 4th down. What do you do here?
Well, again, special teams, I say you punt it and try to pin them.
I don't know if Logan could punt.
Do you take the penalty and...
Here's a look at the Barons' offensive line.
He's leaving the offense on the field.
Yep. Week 1, that offensive line executed very well. They got off the ball, but last week they struggled. Didn't sustain blocks, weren't hitting at the high point of attack. Coach was not happy with the offensive line's performance last week against Ephrata, but I would say the offensive line is improved this week, playing much better than they did a week ago. So here we go, 4th and 5. Barron's looking to go for it from the Wildcat 37. Ball is batted in the air and knocked down. It'll be a turnover on downs. The defense, Rodriguez, who had 2 picks last week, comes up number 7 to knock that ball away. Here's another look at it. Watch as Rodriguez was able to get his hit off a helmet.
It hit Hayden Grimm, 74 right in the head.
And Rodriguez was almost able to make his 3rd interception of the season off of the helmet. That was something. Hey, big event coming up tomorrow at Cumberland Valley High School. Our presenting sponsor, Rohrer Bus, is hosting a community day tomorrow starting at 9 a.m. at Cumberland Valley High School. Go to the web address for RSVP. Rohrer Busing Driving the Future Forward. Big event tomorrow from 9 to 2.
Okay. You got a bunch set at the top of the field over there. Here comes the counter again.
Here's a look at Coach Hahn, and here comes Grimardi. He has running room. He has speed. There he goes to the house. No flags. Touchdown, Wildcats.
I'm almost positive that's the same exact play they ran before where they had the penalty and they brought it back. It was just a counter, and Manheim Central they're flying to the football. But, man, 79 had a great snot blocker.
62 yards. He has a 50-yarder, now a 62-yarder. Closing in, may have 200 yards rushing for the second week in a row. There is your Faulkner Honda touchdown. What a special player we're seeing here tonight from Dallastown, Chris Grimardi. With a 62-yard touchdown to go along with his open the game with that 50-yarder. The extra point is up and good, and Dallastown extends their lead thanks to number 2. Dallastown 28, Manheim Central 16. Chris Grimardi, 12 carries, 181 yards, and 2 touchdowns. One from 50, and that last one from 62 yards. The difference maker. The Wildcats lead the Barons 28-16 here in the fourth quarter.
Right now the Barons have no answer for number 2.
Here's your Good Feet Store kickoff. Picked up at the 3-yard line and returned. Across the 25, and that's where the Barons will have the football. The scoring summary is sponsored by Bella Concepts Remodeling, turning vision into reality. Here it is. It's good to get another look. 62-yard touchdown by Grimardi, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game, and his 6th rushing touchdown of the season. He had 4 last week in their win over Penn Manor.
Again, as I watch that, there's a lot of reaching going on. There's not a whole lot of tackling going on. You got to go get this kid at his legs and pin both of them. That's the way he's got to come down. If you reach, he's going to run right through your arm tackles.
Led the team in rushing a year ago, the 9-win team. The most wins for Dallastown since 2015. They lost a lot of guys. 21 guys graduated, but they got Chris Grimardi back, and they also got their quarterback back, too. Cody Kistner was a starter last year. The Barons, they have some work to do, and a whistle, and that'll be a delayed game.
This puts the Barons in a bad situation because now they've got to throw the ball, and that's been a weakness of theirs.
The play clock's not working here at Manheim, so the back judge will handle the kind of like the old school way, right? There's the play clock not working, so the back judge has the timer, and his hand goes up at, 5 seconds?
5 seconds. We would always practice this a little bit just so that our kids can understand it, because in today's world, they if you don't practice it, they have no idea.
Hess was the one in motion and might try to get it to him, and that'll be a quarterback run. knocked out of bounds, shy of the 30-yard line. So Manheim Central, as far as passing the football, they're only averaging 85 yards, doing a little better tonight passing the ball. But now, you said it earlier, Coach, now, they got to pass down 28-16. So, that's a different approach you have as the defense dialing up. They know it's going to be a pass.
You've got to try to get back in it, and it allows the defense to pin their ears back and come get it. And they're putting pressure on them.
Here comes pressure. Oh, almost intercepted. Was looking for Cody Hess 14, but was nearly the third interception of the night. Wow, that was close to being a pick.
They're young quarterbacks, and listen, the cardinal sin is thrown over the middle late.
And Rodriguez was the one who had the 2 interceptions last week and almost had the pick here. Went right through number 7's hands for the Wildcats. There's a look at Christian Rodriguez, the 5'10", 165-pound junior. They're excited about their secondary. A lot of these guys are underclassmen. They'll be back next year. Give straight ahead to Hess. I'm sorry, no, that's a guy, 34. Well, we mentioned not too long ago about the balance of Manheim Central, but with that Dallastown touchdown, that kind of hurts your balance attack because you need yards. You press to pass.
Yeah, you're put in a situation now. Your back's against the wall, and you're going to try to have to get the ball down the field a little bit, and to run the clock right now. And I was sort of baffled by that call, but I understand you're trying to get a first down. They're not trying to not get one, but it's something you've got to try to get the ball out of his hands and get it into playmakers.
4th and 3. The Barons will punt it.
Oh,
and
they
the
blocked.
Kick is blocked, and the Wildcats will have outstanding field position at the 10-yard line. Special teams have been special tonight. It's the second punt block we saw. Of course, Manheim Central had the punt block that injured the quarterback, Kisner, and here the block for the Wildcats.
74 again.
Carter Kyle was the punter. He's a new multi-sport athlete, had a strong debut, but working through some consistency issues, and Kyle gets his punt block.
On a rugby-style kick, which they're utilizing, you take a chance if they come hard off of that edge that you run into that where he's going to be able to get to you. You got to get it off quick.
Touchdown could put this thing away for the Wildcats. They're in the Bathfitter red zone, looking for another touchdown. Handoff goes to Arias.
If you go back here, I don't know if we're going to see the review, but the left guard is giving away his pull. You could tell he was pulling right as out of his stance. You can see he's deep and he's leaning. He's going to open up. That's a tell. That linebacker should know it and fill.
They did a good job stopping Arias. The offensive line gave it away.
Yes.
So 2nd and goal now for Dallastown, looking to put this game maybe out of hand.
Again, same thing. He's giving it away.
Kisner is keeping the football. Gets a yard or two, and he is slow to get up. Of course, Kisner was injured when his punt was blocked in the second quarter, and now he is injured. They're working on his leg.
That's the other leg. He was his right leg the first time.
Kisner had his first passing touchdown of his senior year here tonight to Etheridge, all the way back in that impressive first quarter. Let's take a look and see if we can see where Kisner might have gotten injured.
It was definitely on the low tackle. I mean, he took his legs and he was extended there.
We didn't expect him back in the second half, but when Dallastown had the ball in the third quarter, we looked to see who would come over, and it was Kisner. We'll step aside. 8:11 to go, fourth quarter. Dallastown up 28-16. don't know if you can Uber ice packs, but someone should Uber Cody Kishner some ice packs because he's going to need them tonight. He has to leave the game with an injury, and stepping in is Myers, quarterback for the second time tonight. 3rd and goal from the 7. They give it to Cromartie. Cromartie inside the 5, keeps his legs turning. Cromartie, who's trying to close in on his 2nd straight game with 200 yards rushing.
I would imagine they're going to go for this.
Yeah,
no, are they bringing a kicking unit on?
Remember what we said about the kicking game for Coach Murphy. They're going to try one here. Let's see what they can do. It's Gesner, the junior.
I just thought with them being up 28-16 that they would go for it and make them, if they didn't get it, go the length of the field.
This is a 22-yard field goal attempt by Gesner, and the kick is up, and it's no good. So Gesner misses the 22-yarder, so that's a win for the Barons. So penalty marker down. We'll have to wait for that. It's going to be a hold on Dallastown after the missed 22-yard field goal. It's time for our play of the game. Heating up the play, sponsored by WC Ischenauer and Son. Here it is, beautiful throw. What a throw by Kisner, right to Etheridge. Was that pretty or what? You see, even the snap was bad. He was able to handle that and then throw it right on the money. Great throw, great catch by Etheridge, the first passing touchdown of the season for Dallastown. There's our heating up play of the game. You like that one, Coach?
Kisner is a special kid. There's no doubt about it. And their coaches raved about him, about he might be the best quarterback they've had in years.
I don't know if the Uber has arrived at his house with the ice packs, but looks like he's going to come back in the game.
Oh, he'll be back.
What a tough kid. What a tough kid. 1st and 10 for the Barons from the 20. Coach, how did this get away from the Barons? They were climbing.
Well, they're so aggressive defensively. They're just over pursuing, and they got caught on a counter. And they didn't have the backside sealed. And those things happen when you're an aggressive defense. You just got to make sure that everybody has their fit, and they didn't fit it up right.
There's another guy that might need an ice pack. He's been busy, the white hat, tonight. A lot of penalties between these two teams. 1st and 10 from the 20. They send man in motion and in and out of the hands. They were looking to get it to Hess, who was in motion.
Flowers almost, or no, sorry, it's number 21. He might have almost had another interception.
Flowers has 2 tonight. Kind of strange. Flowers has 2 interceptions this week. He has 3 now in the season. Rodriguez had 2 interceptions last week in their win over Penn Manor. There's a look at Sam Nebedum, 21, who almost had that pick. Coach says he's so much different than Flowers. Nebedum is very quiet guy, and he's just done a nice job. He's waited his turn to play, and has done a nice job getting better each and every week. Good strong throw, and the completion, taking more than one white jersey to bring him down.
Again, Capel was able to get outside of the contain and put a good ball right on him.
Right to Morales. Morales has good hands, and he's a guy you want to get the football to. Morales, strong catch. And look how hard it is to bring down Morales.
There were 5 guys there that had to bring him down.
There's a look at Morales, a special player. He was the top of the show if you were with us. He was the guy we said, hey, this is the dude. He's a dude.
He is a dude.
Number 8, Morales special on both sides of the ball. Here's a 3rd and 2. This is big. Barons need points and need to make sure their offense has the football. Ball is lobbed and dropped. Tried to get it over the defender to his receiver, and Dice was in on coverage 22. Hits him in the hands, but is dropped by Templin, the tight end. Templin, who came into this game with 4 catches for 38 yards. He had those 4 catches in week 1 in that wild game in the win over West Philadelphia here. They beat the Speed Boys 47-42.
Well, they're in a situation now that they've got to go for it because they've got to try to get points. I know they're deep in their territory, but time is not on your side.
So 4th and 2 from your 28. Barron's got to go for it, down 28-16. They spread the field. 2 wideouts top of your screen, 2 at the bottom.
Just hitch Morales up. Nope, they're going to run deep. There's the hitch on the outside.
They got the hitch to Moyer. Moyer's a guy, again, who has the ability to make people miss out of the backfield. The 1-800-GOT-JUNK first down. Moyer on the completion.
It's just a little hitch seam. Morales takes a lot of dudes with him because they've got to cover him, make sure he doesn't get behind him.
How hard defensively it is to cover when they make you cover sideline to sideline.
Yeah, I mean, and if they're playing off, they're letting them catch the ball and keeping them in bounds. So Dallastown's doing everything right.
1-800-GOT-JUNK first down by the Barons. But the Barons fighting the clock, down 28-16. And that pass is caught by Morales. What a catch. Wow.
Dallastown did their job, though. They kept him in bounds. So the clock's going to keep running. I don't think he caught it.
No, I don't think so either. No replay in high school football. Let's see. Got it.
That would be overturned in any college or pro game.
Yes. He had it, and then you saw it hit the turf. But a 1-800-GOT-JUNK first down on the completion to Morales. 5:42 to go in the 4th quarter. Barron's going to the air right at midfield. A completion, a couple of yards short of the first down, but another completion. And they got the ball to Cody Hess.
If you're Dallastown, you're content with giving them 5-yard receptions and keeping them in bounds and keep that clock running.
Well, 2nd and 3 now. Ball right at midfield for the Barons. First down and the completion to Hess. And that's good enough for a first down. A 5-yard pickup on the pass play and a 1-800-GOT-JUNK first down. 5:06 to go in the 4th quarter.
We're going to have a timeout here. We got a cramp on the field, but again, all that short stuff, just let them catch it. It's like a running play. Just let them keep them in bounds.
Dallastown's giving them that, right? They're playing
Yes.
so far off their man. Let's take a look at tonight's school bus stop of the game. Always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Not stopping or trying to beat the stop arm puts lives in risk and can result in large fines, points on your license, or your license suspended.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Coach, who do you think has the stop of the game? That guy right there, Flowers, the pick six, 33-yard pick six, and he's not done. Give him 1 interception for a score. Give him a big stop here late in the game when the Barons were in the red zone.
He's the heartbeat of their defense.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
So Flowers, the stop of the game tonight. Not once, but twice. 1st and 10 for the Barons from the Wildcats 46. Sack. Can't get out of that pressure. Try to pump fake, but wasn't enough. Arias was there. They were bringing pressure, and it was hard to get away.
This is not the game for Manheim Central. They're not a throwing team yet. And unfortunately, they've got to be into that situation.
Backup quarterback Myers in on that sack. Number 16. The linebacker position, 3 of the 4 spots completely open. So the only return starter on the linebacker spot for Dallastown was Grimm. So these other players that you're seeing out on the field all new in the linebacking core. And the linebackers have made some big plays tonight for Dallastown.
In week 3, you're not new anymore. You're a varsity player. You're new week 1, but right now they're varsity players and they're growing into it.
2nd and 8 from the Manheim 46 after the sack and the big loss, and more pressure. They're just dialing up the pressure. They know Manheim has to throw, so they're dialing up pressure.
It's easy to play defense in this situation.
And it's Myers again providing the pressure, number 16. So Myers playing an impact in this game tonight.
They're just pinning their ears back and coming because they know, listen, you can't beat us deep. We're not going to let you. We're going to keep everything underneath, and we're going to make sure we tackle you inbounds, and we're going to keep this clock running.
Something that Coach Hahn is not used to in Manheim is losing. I mean, last year, their first losing year since '71. They only won 3 games a year ago. They were 3-7. They're on the verge of starting the season 1-2. More pressure coming. The pass knocked down. He was looking for Morales, but was knocked down by Queen. Queen, the sophomore, they're excited about him. They said, they put him in some situations in the first 2 weeks where it was a baptism under fire for the sophomore, but he's responded. Came up there to knock it away.
They're playing great defense. Like they're keeping everything underneath, and they're coming up and they're just knocking the ball down.
43, Josh Smith was the one that knocked it away, but Queen was there as well as they both converged on Morales.
Again, there was a lot of pressure.
4th and 18 from the Manheim Central 46. They send Hess in motion, and they get it to Guy, who gets to midfield, but it won't be enough for a first down. Dallastown will take over on downs at the 4:02 mark.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I mean, you've got to get 18 yards and you're throwing it at 2 yards. It's just Manheim Central has not been in this situation a whole lot, and they're trying to figure it out.
Dallastown take on Southwestern next week at home. Then they're at Northeastern, at Central York, then they're home on the first Friday in October against York High, and then Dover area, Spring Grove, and Red Lion, the remaining schedule for Dallastown. For Manheim, they'll be at Bermudian Springs, and then their next home game will be in 2 weeks when Conrad Weiser is here. Tonight's Friday Night Rivals live stream is sponsored by Care Property Services, the only call you need. 4:02 to go in the game. Dallastown with the football in the lead, 28-16. Hand off to Cromartie, who has a nice chunk of yards, 14-yard run, and 1-800-got-junk first down for Cromartie, who's creeping up on his second 200-yard rushing game of the season.
I'm going to say that puts him very close to 200 yards.
He had 3 100-yard games a year ago, averaged just about 8.5 yards a carry last season. We'll check, see if he has that 200 yards rushing or not. He's very close to it. All of Dallastown's scoring plays were over 20 yards tonight. Cromartie gets to the outside, makes a man miss, and a good shoestring tackle by Morales. If Morales didn't get him by the shoestring, that might have been touchdown number 3.
Yeah, because the receiver had a great stock block outside. If he doesn't get him, I think he's going to the house.
It's a pickup of 6 yards, 2nd and 4 now as Dallastown, the clock is their friend with the 28-16 lead. Tough place to come and win a game at Manheim. Dallastown, it's only the second time that these two teams have met. Last year was a 35-0 win for Dallastown in Dallastown. But Coach Murphy, he knows about it. Even, everybody knows about Manheim Central if you follow District 3 football. And to come here and get a win, that's a big deal. There's Arias running to the outside, and he has the 1-800-got-junk first down. Nice 1-2 punch with Arias and Cromartie. Both those running backs, they're a little different style, but I think that Coach Murphy has to be really happy with the 1-2 punch he has.
He is going to be very happy, and I think he's going to be happy with what happened up front tonight. To allow almost a 200-yard rusher, you're throwing the ball really well. They've had time, so he got his point across this week.
Cromartie over 200 yards. He has 203 yards, Coach, on 15 carries and the 2 touchdowns. So 2 games in a row for number 2, going over 200 yards, and he's going to add to that right here. He's not going to subtract to it. He's going to add to it and gets a couple of yards. So for the second straight week, over 200 yards rushing for this very special player out of the York Adams League.
He's the difference maker for Dallastown. And, you know, anybody that has them on their schedule better be circling number 2 because he is very, very good, and they're going to have to try to stop him.
Another penalty.
But the problem is, if you try to stop him and you load the box, Cody Kistner's going to torch you.
So Roberts, the 6'7", 310-pound junior, the left tackle, is the one called for the penalty. And that offensive line coach looking more and more what Coach challenged them this week. You know, Coach Murphy told me, I'm going to challenge this offensive line because I think they could play better. And he really worked with them. He said, can we match the intensity of Manheim Central on that line of scrimmage? And they've done that tonight.
Right. 79 is
look how big, 6'7".
He's a giant.
310 pounds.
He finishes. Unfortunately, he finished after the whistle blew. The best finisher in the whole state is the kid out of Harrisburg. Brown, he just finishes every single play. And that kid, if he can get to that level, he'll be special.
Well, we saw Brown on the special Saturday afternoon edition of Friday Night Rivals, and the Harrisburg win over Bishop McDevitt on Saturday. Of course, Brown, a Penn State commit. Last year he didn't play in that Bishop McDevitt-Harrisburg game. He was injured, so he was just the water boy and the cheerleader, but he was glad to play and get the win over the Crusaders in that battle for the Berg on Saturday. So 203 yards, Marty adding to that. What a night. I mean, to run for over 200 yards 2 weeks in a row is something. They give it to Arias. Arias up the middle. Good, strong run. And gets to the 29-yard line. Dallastown rough tonight on penalties. This is something that Coach Murphy's going to talk about in the film room. 13 times they've been flagged. 110 yards of penalty yards for Dallastown.
Somehow they're overcoming it, and that's great for this game. But there's going to be games where they can't overcome that, so they've got to get it fixed.
And we'll step aside. We'll be back after this. There's the Manheim Central band. The Barons will fall to 1-2 on the season. The Wildcats came into their place. 28-16 lead. Marty up the middle. Touchdown number. No, shy. Inside the 5-yard line. Almost had his third touchdown. 1-800 got junk first down and puts him in that Bath Fitter red zone and was about 4 yards short of his third touchdown of the night.
He's such a hard runner, and he sees the field so well. He's a tough cat to bring down.
Logan Miller, number 3, was the one that saved the touchdown for the Barons. Was able to pull down Cromartie. So a 1st and goal, the ball at the 3-yard line. So he was 3 yards short of touchdown number 3. Kistner, 4 completions on 12 attempts for 77 yards and a touchdown. Etheridge, 3 catches, 65 yards and a touchdown. Flowers, 1 catch, 12 yards. Cromartie, close to 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ayers 6 carries, 15 yards. They give it to Ayers, who falls short of the end zone, gets down to about the 1. So Arias down to the 1-yard line.
You got the game won. Yeah, they want to get him a touch, I'm sure.
No, he's saying give it to Arias. Give it to Arias. Feed him. Feed him. Arias with his 7th carry of the night. You know, Cromartie, I already have 2 touchdowns, coach. I have over 200 yards rushing. Let someone else score. So I think they're trying to get Arias a touchdown.
I think they're just going, they're in the victory formation. Just take the knee.
Yep.
There's no need to score.
Take the knee and get on out of here. And Dallastown comes to Manheim, gets an impressive win, 28-16. They move to 2-1 on the season. They'll take on Southwestern next week. Manheim Central falls to 1-2. They'll be at Bermudian Springs next week. What a game for Dallastown. They get it done. They win it 28-16. We'll have the Friday Night Rivals postgame coming up. Final from Manheim tonight. The Wildcats get a road victory 28-16. Dallastown wins our WellSpan Orthopedics Friday Night Rivals Week 3 matchup, 28-16. Time for our player of the game. Let me say players of the game, powered by Milk and the Allied Milk producers, because we had 2 very special players. We couldn't just pick one tonight. Dallastown had 2 players that made it happen. The first guy, number 2, Chris Cromartie. How about him? 16 carries, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns. You saw that one from 50, and then this long one here, his second one, 230 yards, second consecutive week with 2 200-yard nights. And then defensively, how about Flowers with the pick 6 from 33 yards? Flowers not done. He comes up with a second interception. He also caught a great pass as well. So Flowers, Cromartie are players of the game, powered by Milk and the Allied Milk producers. And Dallastown moves to 2-1 with the 28-16 win. Coming up next week, week number 4, 2A special for you. Mid-Penn Capital will be at Camp Hill. Newport and Camp Hill next Friday at 7 o'clock. CBS 21 would like to take a moment to thank WellSpan Orthopedics, who made these games possible for the viewers at home. We thank them for supporting these fine athletes. And take a look at all the sponsors on the screen that make this happen each and every night, so we can highlight each week to highlight these outstanding athletes. We'd also like to take time to thank Dallastown and Manheim Central athletic directors, coaches, administrators, and athletes. To watch this game anytime, anywhere, along with more Friday Night Rivals content, check out CBS21.com and watch on YouTube at the CBS 21 YouTube channel. Friday Night Rivals is a production of the Sports Fever television network. Thanks to Matthew Bukovic on stats, my partner, Frank Gay. Great job, Coach, and the entire Friday Night Rivals production crew. I'm Phil Shaner saying good night. We'll see you next week for another edition of Friday Night Rivals.